welcome back to the Kit and Krysta podcast, episode 35.
Deeper into Shock-tober we go.
Deep. We're so deep into Shock-tober now. We're going to do week 2 of our fun Halloween theme,
We are.
Never a Minute segment.
Right.
We're going to talk about me,
What about you?
judging some cakes.
Oh, yeah. But what we're really going to talk about is this Mario movie and how this was like a future-altering moment for Nintendo. I have prepared
A wrap?
some facts and figures, some stats about other movies. I think people are underplaying how big this movie is going to be.
Facts and figures?
Listen, I have been getting deep into these lists of like best grossing movies ever.
Oh, okay.
You're going to be shocked at where I think this movie is going to be.
Somebody did do, I think it was, somebody tweeted this. There was like a list of like video game top grossing movies.
Look, I got that in all sorts of other ways to slice it, okay?
Whoa.
You can't scoop me, people. I'm prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about, I'm excited for you to like whiteboard this for me.
My preparation makes up for your lack of preparation.
That's
See,
true,
it evens
that's
out, right? Just showed up. What are we doing? I don't know.
Wheel out the whiteboard and just have this like analysis.
No, we don't need a whiteboard.
We need to have that thing where it's like the crime board with the little, the Mario's connected
The Charlie
to
Day
Toad.
GIF. Ironically, Charlie Day is Luigi. Oh, the pieces have already been connected.
We got to put the string between those two things.
All right.
You see? That's
We're
how you
gonna
solve a crime.
figure this out and also solve a crime. What do you know?
Solve a crime.
Right.
It's very important. Thank you for all of you who have been supporting us on Patreon.
Yes.
You guys know that you keep this thing going, right? Like, you guys understand that we absolutely need support from our Patreon and for you guys to support our Patreon to keep this going.
It's fun, but also important.
It is fun.
Yes.
But it literally is the way to keep the show afloat.
Correct.
So, again.
And you can join for as little as $2 a month.
That's true.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, and you can get access to our Patreon-only Discord, which has become just, again, the best place to be. We just started a new channel for the Mario movie, and it is popping off in the Mario movie Discord channel, let me tell you.
I could not believe how turned people... Well, I guess I can.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's turned.
Right.
Yeah.
But wow.
But it's fun.
Yes.
It's great to have this, lively community discussion. Everybody is sharing, like, cool, stuff that they've seen. People are doing cool edits for the trailer. Everyone has, like, a hot take.
Yeah.
It's just such a great discussion, and it's been really fun to, like, share in that excitement with all of our wonderful Patreon subscribers.
We have 5 different tiers, so you can check it out and pick one that works for you.
Exactly. And we'll put the link right here. It's patreon.com/KitandKrysta. Consider joining us today if you haven't done so yet. What else is happening? So we did a fun reaction to...
We sure did.
That was like, I think our best live reaction stream so far. So, oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I think we had just the best time. We answered a few questions. We even stayed on a little bit later after the...
I mean, there was so much just rattling around in our mostly empty heads.
Yeah, exactly.
That we had to talk about.
Yeah, no, but it was really fun. Like, we basically just, like, kind of watched it together, and then we stayed on for a little bit to just chat with you guys and talk about all of everyone's, like, thoughts and initial thoughts and feelings, like, right after seeing everything. And it was so fun. It was, like, really nice to just have all of you around us while we... like, experience this historic Nintendo moment together.
My huge moment of relief, as this movie is not a steaming pile of trash.
That's true. Yeah, that was, I mean...
I was so... I don't think you understand, like, how nervous I was that day.
You were, like, very quiet, which is I mean, you're very calm normally, but this is a different kind of energy. It was, like, a very, like, nervous, quiet...
I was on edge pretty much all day until that happened.
Even the night before, I think you were like a little
antsy. Yes.
Like kind of hard to focus on stuff.
Yeah.
We were chatting and you were like kind of like, I can tell that your head was not really in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Smooth sailing now, though.
Is it though?
I think it is.
We'll see. We'll talk about it later.
You know what wasn't smooth sailing for you? The Spider-Man Miles Morales spin the wheel challenge.
It's all your fault.
Why? Why do you always blame these on me? We have this challenge scoreboard.
You made me invert.
You are on a terrible losing streak right now. You need a slump breaker, but it's not going to be me.
I really do need to.
What are you going to do about it?
Break some things.
What are you going to do? We were talking about this. Okay. yes, you've lost some of the gaming challenges, but you have also lost a rap battle and a cooking challenge. That's gotta hurt your pride.
Well, the cooking
That's
challenge...
gotta sting.
The cooking challenge, I don't think I should have lost, honestly.
Why?
There was a lot of comments from everyone that were like, the judging was a little bit skewed.
The shoulda, woulda, coulda committee?
I didn't say it.
Maybe you should have given me some harder ingredients. Maybe I'm just a master.
I didn't say it. Look, I did what I needed to do with what happened to me. I think I did a great job. And I think that many of you out there agreed with that assessment. And again, I didn't say it. Okay. I'm not going to say it.
Okay. You're just going to let the Krystopians do your dirty work. And
it's not dirty. It's not dirty at all.
Your little fear, uncertain, the FUD campaign.
Not at all.
The fear, uncertainty, doubt.
Not at all. Not at all. This is a very wholesome and truthful. Maybe we shine the light on the truth is what it is.
I would always love that when at Nintendo somebody would be like, oh, I think Sony is running a FUD campaign right now. It's like, excuse me?
I don't think they're doing that.
I don't think anybody's doing that.
Yeah, no one has the time to run a FUD
We're just trying to get through life, okay? Look.
We're just living our life day to day, minute to minute.
We're just hanging on.
We're barely hanging on by a thread, people. No one's
FUD.
Hanging on by the FUD thread. That's what we're doing.
Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I mean, I experience a lot of that in my everyday life, but maybe not from...
Do you, though?
Sony.
Judging by the challenge winning? Maybe it's the other way around.
It's funny.
Yes. So, anyhow, I do need a slump breaker.
Yes. So that's an episode of Super Kit and Krysta 64 is out. Now you can watch that. Coming up, I am so excited about this. And I'm also a little nervous to say this out loud because it's such a good idea that I don't want anybody to steal.
Yeah. But
should I not say it? I feel like I have to say it.
You have to say it.
We are making levels in Super Mario Maker 2 that are based on the movie trailer.
Exactly.
So good.
So we each made one, and then we asked our superstars to make some for us as well.
We have
so we
three more.
3 wonderful superstars who have made their own levels that we have not seen yet.
Right. Aside from our own levels, we don't know what these other ones are.
Exactly. So we're going to have a little chit-chat about what inspired our own levels, and then we're going to play these levels. We're going to play each other's levels, obviously, and then we're going to upload them for you guys to play.
Yeah. And
you can tell us if you like them, and if you make levels based on this wonderful idea, you can put that. We'll leave something like a note for you guys in the video, so you can put it in the comments, and we can play your levels.
Yeah, but if I see 10 seconds after this episode goes live, Game explains like we made these Mario. I'm gonna snap this iPad in half. That's
Andre, I'm looking at you.
Classic Andre move.
Andre,
10 seconds later,
get back to your trailer edits, and don't you dare touch these Mario Maker levels. Or you can make one for us to play though. I accept that.
I mean, for us.
Yeah, you can make one for us.
Yeah,
you're allowed to do that.
The last thing I wanted to say is a few months ago we did Min-Max Trivia Tower.
Yes,
Min-Max is a fellow Patreon brethren.
Yes.
We didn't win that one.
No.
That may have been rigged. You want to talk about something that was rigged? I think that was rigged.
Wow, we were so early on too, and their community is much larger than ours, but we had such great representation.
Well, also fine, but also rigged.
Okay.
Anyhow, where it's back.
It's back.
And you're doing it this time by yourself.
Right, this one's different. This is Trivia Tower All-Stars.
All-Stars.
So it's not the Patreon community that's competing.
Right.
It's like
it's
actually
you.
us.
It's literally you.
So it's literally me. Jay Rando, I need you to like be in my ear. Like I need you and I.
You're
need
wearing
to,
like a Secret Service earpiece.
Yes, we are gonna establish like a soul link, and you're gonna tell me the answers. Is what
so
it is.
funny.
So. No, I'm actually not kidding.
Such a great lineup of people that are doing this. When Ben of MinMax, Ben Hansen, unveiled the list, I just kept going and going and going.
It was a huge list of fellow, gaming podcasters, and it's so much fun.
I love that in his little video reel, it's like a headshot of everybody, and it's from
me,
your squid rap battle.
I know. I was like, this is gonna be like, it's never gonna live. It's never gonna die. I don't care. It's fine.
Great.
It's great. The other thing that's really cool about this one is it's all going to charity.
Right.
So there's a GoFundMe page.
Well, if you win, the winner gets the charitable fund.
Exactly.
Right. Your charity is
Pound Puppy Rescue. It's a local dog rescue here in the Bay Area. This is where I rescued Chili and Chatter, my 2 dogs, from. I've supported them for years. They do great work. It's a really small charity helping puppies get rehomed. So that is my charity. Hopefully I'm going to play for these puppies. We're going to do it, people.
Do it for the puppies.
Do it for the puppies. Yeah. So hopefully you guys can tune in. It's on the 17th
of this month of Shock-tober.
Yes. Shock-tober continues with
Shock-tober
more shocking things.
The 10th and 7th day of Shock-tober.
Of the year 2022.
Are you ready, people?
We've been ready. We're here. We're in it.
I don't think we know exactly the details of joining. I'm sure Ben will put that out, and we will help him get the word out.
We'll retweet it and all that stuff.
Yes.
But just keep your calendars. Pencil it into your Shock-tober.
Absolutely.
17th day.
Yeah.
Just come support me and cheer me on.
Right.
And give me the answers is what it really need.
So. Speaking of support, I've really got it with the segues today. We have another wonderful sponsor today.
We do. A new one.
Yes.
It's Bombas.
Wow.
All right.
Bombas.
For you guys who don't know what Bombas is, it is very, very comfortable socks and clothing, and it is amazing.
Yes. Bombas' mission is simple. Make the most comfortable clothes ever and match every item sold with an equal item donated. So when you buy Bombas, you are also giving to someone in need.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's so nice. What a great company mission. So they have, like I said, socks, shirts, underwear, and then just like clothes that you really can't wait to put on.
Now, if you all want to have your mind blown, we are both wearing Bombas right now.
Yes.
This is where the people who are listening on audio are
we can do a foot high five.
Kicking themselves. Yeah. They can't see these footsies.
It's wonderful.
I mean, it's a foot in a sock, a Bombas sock, and it's incredibly comfortable right now.
It is. Yes. It's very soft.
Yes. We went on a little Bombas shopping spree recently. And what else did you get?
I got some socks, obviously, and then I also got these Bombas slippers.
I got we bought the exact same thing.
Okay.
But they're very nice.
It is very comfortable.
Yes.
The slippers.
We're getting into slipper season, people.
Yeah, it's like a slipper sock in one. It's grippy on the bottom. It kind of like it's kind of like a thing that goes over your whole foot.
Right.
And it's very cozy for your feet in the wintertime, which I love.
And the cool match a purchase. They've already helped donate over 50 million items of essential clothing.
That's really awesome.
So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Look and feel good and be part of a good cause.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to bombas.com/KitandKrysta and use code KitandKrysta for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/KitandKrysta and use code KitandKrysta at checkout. Bombas.com/KitandKrysta, code KitandKrysta.
Well, you said our name.
Can I say it again for you, people?
Kit and Krysta. Link is here.
Yes.
And in the description box. Get your Bombas today. All right. Nintendo story time.
So this was
all about me.
This was by request. Last week, somebody said we need to hear about the time that Krysta was on Cake Wars.
Yes.
Which is something that we had, again, to be fair, we have teased this a number of times.
Yeah.
And I think people were just fed up with the teasing. So
this
is it.
It is a kind of a...
Give it to us or else.
Oh, or else what?
Well, you don't want to find out.
Let there be cake.
You don't want to find out.
As they say. As Marie Antoinette says.
Let them eat the cake.
Let them eat cake.
Right.
Yes.
So I had nothing to do with this. I'm going to let you just cook right now.
Cook the cake?
I'm going to lean back. Yeah.
Bake that cake?
Bake that
story time.
Yes.
This is actually very timely because we are going to be playing Mario Maker today. Yes. Speaking of segues and coincidences. But this was a very interesting thing that sort of came out of the blue. And we were able to do something really fun with Cake Wars for Mario Maker, for Super Mario Maker. And this was one of those things where, like, everything just kind of fell into place in the most weird and magical way.
How did this happen?
It was totally random. Like, somebody from... So we were all working on launching Mario Maker. We had the campaign plan all done. This Food Network thing, this Cake Wars thing, was not part of that at all. Like, we had a completely different, campaign plan that we were already launching. It was like already...
Cake was not the central theme of the Mario Maker marketing campaign.
Not at all. No, the marketing campaign was had been well underway.
I mean, it could be.
Cake could be the marketing campaign for pretty much anything, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we had been well underway doing all our Mario Maker marketing stuff. And randomly out of the blue, our partnerships team... gets a cold call, basically, from Food Network And they were like, hey, we have, they pitched them the idea of this Cake Wars show that they were trying to do something for. They wanted it to be like, a Mario theme. And the I don't know if you guys know about what this show is, but it's basically like real bakers. They come in, there's a theme, you make a crazy, huge cake, and then the person with the best looking and the best tasting cake wins.
And this is on the Food Network?
It's on the Food Network.
Okay.
Yeah. So they wanted the theme to be Mario related.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with Mario Maker. It had nothing to do with any current like Nintendo game that was out. It was just like a random call from them like, we want to do something Mario. Are you guys interested?
Yeah.
So it happened to just work out really well that it lined up with Mario Maker because it kind of had like sort of, you could loosely connect like the Maker part of it.
Well, the
theme?
The first Mario Maker lined up with, I think it was the 30th anniversary of Mario. So it may have just been on people's minds.
True. Yeah. It was totally like a cultural like
moment.
Moment, exactly, that people must have been thinking about Mario.
Right.
And this is what happens, with like a brand that everyone recognizes. Like it makes it into these like non-video gamey kind of things, which is really cool. And so anyhow, the partnership team was like working out the details for this, and it was like actually usually something like this is very difficult to come together at Nintendo.
Right.
Like it's a lot of legal. We talked about this a lot. Like the legal team is like really, really strict on like contracts, on how other people can use and license Nintendo IP.
Yeah.
And this was certainly like part of that. There was a lot of discussion already about like, wow, are they going to be able to represent the characters well enough in cake form?
Is there any legalese about Cake Mario?
Yeah.
Like, do not squish Cake Mario.
Yeah, you can't, like,
do not bite his head off.
Bite his head. Don't like take a bite out of Mario. You don't want to smash him on the ground or something like that. Like there's all these little things about protecting the IP that kind of goes into these contracts. And so even as these discussions were happening with the partnerships team, I was pretty skeptical, like, oh, I don't know. I mean, this sounds really cool, but it wasn't in the initial plan. It wasn't something that we've been working on for a long time. We're trying to get this together in like a very short amount of time to make it so that it's relevant for the launch of this game. Like, is it going to happen? So it was one of those like, sounds cool, but shaky if it's going to happen.
I would have assumed that it wouldn't happen.
Me too.
Based on the pitch.
Oh, totally. It was like, and you had to bring this stuff to the development team, to Japan, and convince them that it's something that, oh my gosh, the hill to climb for anything like this.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting and very daunting.
Yeah.
But somehow, some way.
Okay, but this was not you doing that.
No. This was actually one of our really good friends
so that's great.
On the marketing,
let them
on the
do it.
partnerships team.
Yeah.
He's amazing, and he's just like, I can tell that he just wanted to push on this one because it's such a cool opportunity. And usually when you want to do a big integration like this, it's like loads of money.
Right.
This was like a
that's
partnership,
true. That's true.
So you get a lot of value out of it.
It's like a big 6 figures kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And since they came to us, there was like some value there that I think people saw, which is great. And so it was sort of coming together, and then it did. It really just came to fruition, which was really cool. And I had done some like, obviously I was doing Nintendo Minute at the time, but I had also done some very strange like other kinds of like broadcasts.
You became the go-to person for this sort of thing.
I know.
Somehow.
Like we can tell these other stories later because they were all pretty interesting. Yeah. But I was on the Home Shopping Network, which we'll talk about that later. I was on Access Hollywood several times. Oh, yeah. Remember that?
With also a host named Kit.
Yeah, a girl Kit.
Amazing.
Yeah, she was very nice.
Yeah.
And just some of these like
Don't forget Martha Stewart. That one was incredible.
Also during Shock-tober.
Oh my goodness.
But it was one of those things where like I somehow became like the default person for these kinds of like one-off broadcasts.
Well, let's be honest.
Things.
The options were limited.
Oh.
I mean, it was like you, me, and like maybe like 1 or 2 other people.
Yeah. And I think I was actually...
But once you do one, it's like, oh, well, she can really do this.
Do it,
She'll just do them all.
And
it's like the person who does the crazy 5 a.m. like local news hits at E3. It's like that person has that down. Great. Let him do every single one of those.
Don't reinvent the wheel here, I think I was actually working on this game as well, so it did make sense for me to do it because I knew a lot about this game, and so it was fun.
And cake. Cake expert.
I know a lot about cake, of course.
Cake mastermind.
Cake mastermind. Cake galaxy brain. So they were like, and all of it sounded cool. So I'm like, y'all will do this. So usually for these episodes of Cake Wars, they have like 2 judges that are like their regular judges. One is this guy that actually is like, he like invented like these like this like method of making really lifelike flowers on cake.
Really?
Yeah, I'll pull up some photos from his like Instagram, but like it's amazing.
Wow.
Like, so he's like legit. Like he definitely knows his way around cake. Like
the cake king.
He's the cake king,
All
like
right.
for sure. Like so he's like legit. You know, he will judge it on your technical skill on this cake, and he was very intimidating. Like I can tell that he was just like.
No nonsense.
He was looking at the way people were making it and like picking out, like telling me like, oh, this
trash, garbage,
pretty much like, oh, that icing's gonna break, like that batter's gonna be too thick. Like I was like, holy moly, really know a lot about cake. I forget what the other judge was known for, but definitely another like pretty like big Food Network judge.
Was it the host was an actor?
The host was Jonathan Bennett.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
Who is? I think you guys. I mean, I knew him from the movie Mean Girls, but he's done lots of other things. Yeah. He's literally like the nicest person ever. He's the guy, the famous lines like, I got my pen on October 3rd. So October 3rd is like Mean Girls Day.
We talk about this all the time. I've never seen Mean Girls.
You should watch this movie. It's so good.
That and Back to the Future are the 2 movies that when I tell people I've never seen it, they freak out.
Have you seen Clueless?
No. Should I see that?
Oh my God. Why are we even friends? Like, honestly. You're gonna have
I was watching that 1987 VHS tape of Star Wars with the bad Pepsi commercial over and over. We need to have like a marathon. We watch like these old 90s films together or something. Maybe we can do that together with you guys. Anyways, so Jonathan Bennett was the host, and I'm a Jonathan Bennett fan, so I was like, this is awesome. Right.
He's so cute and so sweet and just ball of energy. So it was fun. It was really cool. So me and the partnerships guy, this was filmed in LA, this big studio. I've been on these broadcasting things before, but never on like sort of a reality show like this. And yeah, so like, you know, you go there's this huge open like kitchen area where every team was making, you know, their little stations for making the cake. And there's 2 rounds. The first round is like a quick fire round. So you have like an hour to make like a very fast Mario themed cake. And then the second round was like the sort of the main round where you make like the giant, you know, massive cake. I do think they eliminated somebody in the first round to like narrow down the people that were going to be finalists. And I think you win like money for your business. And they were all like local bakers, like professional bakers. They all owned like pastry shops or worked in like big kitchens or something like that. So they were all like, it wasn't like they were like some home baker or something like that. They were like legit, you know, professionals. And yeah, there was like a couple of things that really surprised me about being on the set of sort of like one of these reality cooking shows. One is it's dead silence inside. Like,
well, people are trying to make this cake in no time, right?
Well, they add all the sound like later. Like they don't like, you know, when you watch it, you know,
it's like dramatic music,
like stings, like they have like, you know, voiceover, interviews, like it's just radio silence.
Yeah.
It's so freaky. Like it like I would be so nervous to cook in that environment because it's just like you could hear a pin drop. You can just hear people like whisking away. Freezing cold.
Oh.
Like they were like, bring a coat basically because it's going to be really cold in
there.
there.
Is that for food related purposes?
I think so,
or just,
yeah. For food related purposes, just to make sure. And it gets hot with lights and stuff, so they keep the temperature like super cold. So we were like bundled up in like these big coats, you know, while we were walking around, kind of seeing their progress. Every team had their own producer and camera crew. Oh. And the producers would like, they have hard work. That's a hard job. Like you basically had to like get them to like tell you what they're doing, like kind of egg them on to get like the dramatic, like they want to like make someone cry. They want to like make them get stressed out.
That's where you came in.
No, not at all. But it was like crazy because they would say all these things to them that were like scary sounding, like what if you don't make it? What if you shame
really?
What if you shame yourself because you're like your cake falls
That's
over?
not nice at all.
But to get them to feel like the stress and the pressure, all day affair, like literally like 6 a.m. to like 8 p.m. all day of filming, and it was a lot of downtime in between. So like they would have like 4 hours to bake this cake, and so we would kind of check in with them. They would film a little bit of us like interacting with the other judges, and then there's like the main round where you're like doing the tasting.
Yeah.
So like my job was to, I wasn't really going to comment on like the technicality of the baking, but just talk about like how it relates back to the game. Like does your thing represent like the spirit of Mario Maker, like tie it back to the game? So I had a very easy job. Like I didn't have to be like the mean judge that's like, ew, your cake is trash. Like that was that guy's job. Like, like I didn't have to like be like that mean judge. So, I mean, all my judging comments are like, wow, your Mario looks great. Look at that. Like,
what did the producer tell you?
Nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Nothing?
I was like, I did my job.
Okay.
I did my job, and like, I will say that those things that you see on cooking shows are probably like 90% fake, because in this episode, one of the cake falls over, but it was pushed over.
By who? The evil producer?
Yeah. Did
the people know that was going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh. If you're like, listen, sweetie, you're not going to win. I'm going to knock this over.
Right. Exactly.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah. One person did cry in the first round, I believe, on their own, but probably because it was just like so. Like I was feeling the pressure. Yeah. I wasn't even baking a cake. Like it was like, again, the silence, the egging on by the producers, like all that stuff just feels like you feel like you're in this like really scary, intimidating environment. And they do this to you on purpose so that you like get the dramatic responses. And so they pushed one of the cakes over. One person cried. The time is all fake. Like when they say like countdown, you only have 3 minutes left. That's all fake because they would give everybody extra time to finish.
Really?
Nobody finished on time, which is why we were there for like 12 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So when they were counting down, like those countdown clocks that you see, I from my personal experience being on one reality cooking show, that was not real. So I don't know about other ones. Maybe they're more strict.
Huh.
But they were like, oh yeah, we'll add time. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the cakes, they did not taste good at all. Like none of them did. Like they were all just to look nice.
Those cakes that are made to look good. What's that frosting they use?
Fondant.
Like that doesn't really taste good.
Mm-mm. But even the cake, the inside of the cake, it's so big.
Yeah.
For you to bake like
that's
almost like 20 pounds of like sponge cake or red velvet or whatever, you can't make it taste good. I don't think, unless any bakers out there tell me that you can. I don't know, but like it was really dry. Like obviously they didn't focus on that part of it. They wanted to make it look as nice as possible. And yeah, it's all like the dyes and stuff to like if you want to make a cake look like a Mario level, like you're gonna have to use like all these crazy
Mario
things.
Red.
Yeah, lots of Rice Krispie treats to like mold like heads and
interesting.
Instead of actual cake, you like cheat it with using Rice Krispie treats.
So I guess as long as it's edible, you can use it?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Even people use like dried pasta.
Really?
In some of the creatures to like make it like have like some like stand
up
because it's so heavy too.
Huh.
And they had some of them had like almost like aerial kind of pieces in theirs. So like Mario was like kind of hanging off of like something that looked really thin. Like there's no way something that heavy could hang off something like that. Yeah. So yeah, it was really, really interesting. It was so much fun. I thought it was a great thing for Mario Maker because it does have like that spirit of like creativity. Yeah. Like how do you imagine Mario and then later on we worked with like so many other bakers like Rosanna Pansino was somebody that Mr. Miyamoto was excited to be on her like YouTube channel, and then we worked with Sugar High Score, which I still love.
She is incredible.
I really want her to make us a cake.
Like she's beyond Cake Wars skill.
I think her cake probably tastes really good too because whenever she makes it, it looks like amazing. Yeah. So. And the cake always looks beautiful. But there are so many of like these amazing bakers. But it was really cool. Like, it was a very cool experience. I never thought I'd be able to.
Did you watch the episode when it aired?
I think I did, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And what did you think? Did they edit you to tell some weird story about you?
No. I was like very much not the focus of this. Like, it was the bakers, the real judges.
I had a great kick watching this.
I was just on the side, like, doing my thing. Like, I didn't really.
But this is probably, people want to watch this probably on YouTube now, right?
It is, yeah.
In bits and pieces, maybe, or
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
You can just Google it, or we'll leave a link or something like that in the description. Yeah. But yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
And like to be on a show like that was like something I never thought, that I'd be able to do. And it was cool. It was definitely like a cool experience that I'll never forget.
Well, this is just another proof point that pie is better than cake. You never have pie wars because people want to eat the pie. Nobody wants to make a decorative pie. People just want to eat pie.
I guess you can make like the top of it look nice.
No, you just want to eat it. The cake, it's like, oh, I made this quote edible sculpture that's disgusting.
I wonder why there's not, like, how come at weddings they don't serve pie? Like, why is there not a wedding pie?
Get with it, people.
Or like, oh no, we do birthday pies now.
Yeah. But that was people got on that for me.
Yeah. That's nice. You made me a really cool cake for my birthday. Oh, you didn't make it, but you got me a really cool Cappy cake for my birthday.
And an Isabel cake.
That cake was good though.
Look, you can get it done, me.
That
you don't know that I didn't make that cake.
That frosting on the Isabel cake wasn't fondant.
No.
It was like buttercream,
right?
Which is like the good frosting. But yeah, we had some cool looking cakes for just random events apparently. Yeah. But we never got our million. And
then there was the employee who said, "Happy birthday, kid! Here's your cake. Did you know a lot of cakes have mayonnaise in them?" And just walked away.
You mean your direct report?
Yeah, that was insulting and mean.
That was.
How dare they?
That was really mean.
How dare they?
After you had taken a huge bite
of
it.
It's like, come on.
That's mean. Why would they say that to you?
Get this cake out of my face. Now cake's on my list.
Yes, it was really fun though. I really liked it.
So that's story time. Back to Shock-tober though.
Oh, back to Shock-tober.
Let's stay on what matters here.
Okay.
As we said, we're doing Halloween themed, never a minute segments all month long.
Yes, very exciting.
This week, it's a very straightforward list. Each of us sharing the 3 scariest games we have ever had the fortune or misfortune
of playing. It's a scaristical.
What?
It's a scaristical.
You could have workshopped that a little bit more, but okay. Shall we count down? Start with 3 and work up to 1?
Okay. Fine.
I think we have one game that is going to be on both of our lists.
You think so?
Well, that's my number 3. I'll just go ahead. Okay. My number 3 is Resident Evil 7.
Okay, that's on my list, but that's my number 2.
Oh, interesting. Well, why don't we stop and talk about that for a moment?
Okay.
This game's very frightening.
Yeah.
I will say that I thought it got a little less frightening as it went along. All the trailers are like that messed up family in the house.
Yeah.
That part is truly
terrifying.
Really terrifying and scary.
There's a big that lady with that looks like the spidery kind of lady. Did you not get totally freaked out by that?
It got a little more fantastical scary. Where it's like, oh, here's this crazy looking monster versus oh, I'm trapped in this house with these crazies. Yeah,
I don't know. See, you say that it got less scary. I think I was scared the whole time. And I was, but definitely I was scared in the beginning with the messed up family.
Remember the lady in the wheelchair that would just show up outside of a door?
No.
That was...
Going through the house and all the different rooms was horrifying.
Right.
Absolutely... headache-inducing.
You said you got all these headaches.
I don't know why I kept playing that game. It was
Did
terrible.
you finish it eventually?
I did. I made someone sit with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely had a walkthrough ready where at the moment I hit any resistance, I was I just need to know what to do to get through this.
Oh, I don't think I had.
Because I didn't want to I didn't want to risk getting jump scared 19 times trying to figure this out.
So that beginning was very scary. I don't know. I thought it was scary the whole time. But then towards the end, there was this is me. I don't know. Spoiler warning if you didn't play this game, whatever. That crazy clown birthday party nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
I really dislike clowns. I really am terrified of clowns.
I didn't mind that part so much.
So I didn't like that at all.
All right, that's fair.
I think I might have cried a little bit during that part. I was so scared. I was so scared.
Now, what do you have to say about these people who They're like, the only way to play this is in VR. Like, okay, Mark McDonald, who was on the 8-4 podcast, great guy. We both hung out with him in Japan.
Yeah.
But he was like, you are wasting your time if you are not playing this alone in the dark in the middle of the night.
What the heck?
What happened to you? Who hurt you, Mark? How did you get to be like this?
How are you so brave? Like, I want to know why you're...
It's an act.
How you're... Like, your nerves are like nerves of steel. Yeah. Like, I want Mark McDonald on my side in a zombie apocalypse because I think he would have the nerves to fight through it while like cower behind him. But how did you get like this? I want to know. Like, what training did you do mentally to be able to do this? Because that just sounds... It sounds like beyond impossible for me to do. Like, beyond...
It's an absolute no.
I can't. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know where to start with. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Crying. You got a headache. You got this VR thing strapped to your head. I would pass Crying out. In VR. That sounds bad.
You're not drown yourself in your own tears in a VR headset. I think I would actually pass.
So
out.
don't do this.
No, I'm never gonna. Don't do that. I would actually probably be in the hospital. Right. Like, it would be bad.
So that's my number 3 or number 2. Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, my number 3. Can I go my number 3 now? Yeah. Is Fatal Frame.
Which one?
Maiden of Blackwater.
I didn't play that. You played that.
Well, I have a story of why this is especially terrifying for me. I worked on this game, and we did this event at this haunted hotel in San Francisco. No. And like
haunted house,
they said that there was like all these spirits that still like reside in there because it used to be like some halfway house or something like that. They turned into a hotel.
Yeah.
And the hotel is actually really creepy. Yeah. And for the event, they basically made like these little like vignettes in some of the like haunted rooms that they have in there. And they made us go through that hotel like as a test. And I did not like that. It was really scary. And
you didn't think it was like manufactured haunted? No. There was just a haunted aura.
Yeah. It was really, really scary. And I didn't want to do it. I was like, I will stand outside and like help you with this event, but I don't want to go in there. And they're like, no, you have to. I was like forced. I feel like I should fall for like...
But there were a lot of people there at least.
I think I went through with like a few staff people.
Yeah.
But still, I didn't want to go, and I was forced to go. I think I should file for like...
Do you remember the other haunted hotel that we both stayed in?
Yes. That was scary. That actually happened to me.
So that was quick segue to talk about that.
That was really scary.
That was for Mario Kart 7 when we did something at the LA Auto Show.
Yeah.
What was it? The Biltmore downtown Biltmore.
The Millennium Biltmore downtown, which is the last known. The reason why this hotel is said to be haunted is because they say that this is the last known location that the Black Dahlia was seen alive.
Oh, really?
And then right after 15 minutes after she left the hotel, she died. She was murdered.
Yikes.
And so they say that she haunts.
Okay. And there was a certain floor.
The 6th floor.
And you were like, when we were checking in the whole time, like, please don't be. And the guy was like, oh, no, ma'am, here's your key. You're on the 6th floor.
You were not on the 6th floor.
Absolutely not.
And I was on the 6th floor. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did this happen to me?
Top floor.
Reggie likes that hotel.
For some reason, Reggie loves that hotel.
He loves that hotel. Yeah. He does stay in the penthouse.
Yeah, that's why we were there.
Exactly. It was terrifying in that hotel. I walked into my room, and it's one of those like really old hotels. So it already has kind of a creepy vibe.
It did feel a bit. It's one of those hotels where like the room was too big.
Yeah.
And there was like not enough furniture to fill it out.
And then the bathrooms are pretty freaky too. Yeah. Like the bathrooms are kind of old and dingy, and the way that like it's laid out, it's like someone can jump out of this bathroom.
Right.
Like it's very weird, like the way that it's laid out. Yeah. So anyways, I go into my room on the 6th floor, and I turn every single light on because I was like, well, if anything, like I'll just stay in this like lit room. Yeah. Like that won't be as bad, right? Yeah. And then we went to dinner, and I came back, and all my lights were unplugged.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty scary.
And like I think you tried to make me feel better. You were like, I bet the staff did it. Like the hotel staff probably went through and like unplugged it or something like that. I'm like, well, why?
I don't know why they would unplug it.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe they turn it off, maybe.
The other person that was with us on that trip, she checked out in the middle of the night. She was like, I can't do this. And she went to a different hotel. That's how freaked out she was. You guys.
I had a great stay.
I can't do this.
In the penthouse with Reggie.
Oh, that's nice. He'll keep you safe, for sure. He's
just
like Mark McDonald.
Cheersing with that crystal deep into the night.
Go for it. I mean, that sounds great. He'd be like super brave in a zombie. Reggie,
Absolutely.
Mark McDonald, you're on my team for the zombie apocalypse.
None of us can cut it.
Yeah, you're the only one that can help us.
All right, but back to Fatal Frame.
Back to Fatal Frame.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, so the reason why this game is terrifying for me is because of that scary hotel event that I had to work on and go into. And it was definitely one of those, like, you feel like a weird energy. And they had this, like, seance room that I did not like.
Wait, what? Oh, no.
Guys, just don't mess with it. You know, like, I don't know if it's real or not, okay? Like, you guys all can have a discussion about this, but, like, just don't mess with it, you know? Leave it alone. Leave it alone. So, and then, of course, I played the game because I was, like, working on the game, and I just kept thinking about that scary hotel, like, whenever I would play that game, and that game is all about jump scares, too. And it did not. Because
you're looking through the camera and something pops up.
Exactly. Yeah. It's because your field of vision is so limited. Yeah. You know? And it had like a kind of like a ring quality to it where it's like it's got the creepy women with the hair and I didn't like it. I really.
Okay, so wow, that's number what for you?
It's number 2.
That's number 3?
That was number 3 for me. And then number 2 was Resident Evil.
Being in the seance room?
Resident Evil
only got number 3?
Really freaked me out.
So you did not cry or get a headache in the seance room?
I don't know why I kept playing that game. I should have just bailed out. What was wrong with me? I think
it was like something where we were both playing it at kind of the same time.
Something to myself.
Well, you didn't have to prove anything to me. Jeez.
Not you. To myself. Like
Did you do it?
I beat it, but I'm never playing.
But what did you prove in the end?
That I could beat it, I guess.
So what?
Exactly. It was not worth the headaches or the terror. I'm never playing another Resident Evil game ever again. Ever.
Any of them?
No. Never. Ever again.
What about Resident Evil 4, the remake that's coming out? That's more action-y. I think you should play that.
No, I don't want to.
All right.
I don't want to.
My number 2 is Condemned. Have you played Condemned?
No, I don't want to. Is that the one with the crazy mannequins in the warehouse and the blood bathtub?
That's not the blood bathtub, but yes to the mannequins.
When I was looking up images for the podcast last week to edit, I scared myself.
So there were 2 Condemned games. I played it on Xbox 360. At this point, I was living with roommates. And
that's good.
I got this game. I think I knew somebody at Sega who just would send me games. So nice. I just it's not a game that I would like go out of my way to get. But I was like, oh, I got this Condemned. Let's check it out. And I was playing it like in the middle of the day with these roommates watching. And it was like, wow, this is pretty freaky because it's like you're this like cop and you're trying to like investigate this crime and it's first person.
Yeah.
And
the lighting in that game, just from the screenshots
the lighting is very good. The atmosphere is really good.
It looks like really scary.
And all of the combat is basically like it's first person and it's like melee.
It's like close quarters.
Like you're ripping an arm off of like a paper cutter and you're like, and these people, it's like these crazy like drifters who are like hiding in these like burnt out like warehouse and they'll just run up and they'll just like run up and you'll hear them like running around like, behind you.
Like the Hills Have Eyes kind of people.
Yes. But in like more of like a city setting.
Oh no.
It's really frightening.
Oh, no.
And yes, they have that famous scene with the mannequins.
No.
So we were playing this game where we really liked it, but it was like, I don't think we're cut out to play this at night or by ourselves. So became like, we're going to play this strictly during daytime hours with this group of dudes to give each other moral support.
That's good. That was the only reson I got the Resident Evils. I had to have someone literally, my friend literally sat there.
Yes.
I was playing on his PS4 that he lent me. He's like, I'm not using my PS4, so you can borrow it. And then he's like, I was like, I'm playing Resident Evil, but I need you to like literally sit here in the corner of this room and just quietly watch.
Right. So I really did enjoy that game, but it was extremely frightening. Condemned 2, if I remember, like you were getting chased by like a zombie bear at some point that was really intense, like this giant zombie bear.
I'm not like as scared of like zombified animals. I'm more scared by like people.
Resident Evil has those zombie dogs that bust through the window. Remember, that's like the iconic from the first Resident Evil.
That one did not scare me as much.
That was really scary.
Oh, yeah, that was scary. Yeah. Okay, I wasn't as scared by that. Yeah. I'm scared of like people and clowns and ghosts.
Clowns are people too. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Exactly. People/clowns and ghosts.
People, clown, people, and ghosts. Got
People,
it.
clown, people,
What
ghosts.
about ghost clowns?
Oh, that's terrible. My stomach just dropped a little bit, even thinking about a ghost clown.
It's got to exist.
Oh, no.
Make a new Condemned. Sega, make something worthwhile.
We don't want to
Stop
play
making
it.
these Sonic.
Don't make it.
Stop making these Sonic
Don't
games.
you dare make that game.
This is my pitch. I got another tangent. Sonic Week.
It's
something.
nigh.
We are very close.
It's nigh.
My good friend Katie, the community manager for the Sonic Twitter channel, just put out a reminder. We are 1 month away from the new Sonic game.
Yeah.
We might be. When we get
That would be cool if we can make it to 50K.
We need to get to 50,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Tell your friends.
We're getting really close.
We are.
Tell your friends. Tell your family. To tell their friends and family, and we can do it. To play this, I'm sure it's great.
We'll do Sonic Week. We'll play the new Sonic game.
We're gonna watch the movie. We're gonna play some classic Sonic games.
We'll play all the games that you guys have suggested to Kit to play, and maybe we'll transform you into the number one Sonic fan.
I'm ready. My mind is open. My mind is open.
That's the FUD.
So that's my tangent. We both had tangents.
I didn't have
because this is too scary. We have to get our minds off of these scary things.
Tangents about me. Number one.
Yours or mine?
I think it's the same one.
Is it?
Silent Hill 2.
That's not mine.
Okay, Silent Hill 2 is mine.
I didn't know you played that either.
I don't know why I played that game. Again, it was a mistake. I was in college, that's why.
Oh, that game is extremely scary. Yeah.
The backwards walking things.
Yeah.
The enemies in Silent Hill are bar none the scariest not even video game, the scariest, creatures I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, how they came up with this is ridiculous.
Those nurses with the messed up faces.
That's also a really messed up setting, like the sanitarium, whole asylum situation. Like, that is not okay. That is not okay. The setting was just, it was so scary. And then, all the enemies were horrifying. And I don't know. I feel like maybe in college I was a little bit braver. I think I've gotten.
In college, you probably had people hanging out with you too.
I definitely had people hanging out with. It was a group setting. Right. Also daytime.
It's on like a 14-inch TV.
That's true. You didn't have the immersion that you have now.
The VR for Silent Hill 2.
I know. We're not VRing the freaking early 2000s or whatever. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was less you definitely feel less in it. But regardless, it was terrifying. It was definitely the scariest game I've ever played in my entire life, and I never will play a game like that again. And it just one of those things where the setting, the enemies, all of it is a perfect formula for let's freak some people out. Mm-hmm. They do such a good job with that.
That game, maybe it didn't make it on my list because it's a little bit older. We were looking, I was like, is there any way to play this game now? There kind of isn't. So Konami, Get this out.
Because you had an idea.
Remaster.
You were like, we should play one of the scary games that we both never played before.
We asked people what is the scariest games you played, and we got all sorts of answers.
Yeah,
so maybe we're gonna play one of those next week.
I don't know. I'm kind of chickening out a little bit.
I'm gonna bring some Tylenol and some tissues for you.
I know. We have to be broad daylight too. That's good. This is daytime.
We record during daytime, so maybe it's okay.
That's good.
My last one is PT, which is not even a game. It's a demo, and it's the scariest game I ever played because I noped out of it literally within 30 seconds of turning it on, and I never touched it again.
What was the first 30 seconds that made you nope
Well, there was the menu screen, which was terrifying.
What was on the menu screen?
It's just this really, atmospheric scene with the music, and then it starts, and you're in the house. I'm getting creeped out even thinking about it.
Again with the house.
I legitimately just walked, 15 feet in this house, and I turned it off.
Just the atmosphere.
It was so
Is something scary already?
Nothing scary happened, but the way, the music, the sound, all of your senses converge on I'm freaked out in a really intense way. And I've seen people play through it. I would not have survived the actual scary things.
What happens in it?
I won't tell you. You should watch it on your own.
I don't want to watch it on my own. Can you just tell me?
Well, there's a spooky thing in that house who will really jump scare you.
What is it?
It's this messed up lady.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It's too scary.
Do I have to find a trailer for this game for this episode? I don't.
Well, the weird thing about this So this demo like is no longer available. It's become this kind of legendary thing because, you know, it's a demo. There was that whole weird thing with Kojima who was working on this and Konami. So it got delisted and there's no way to get it back. So some people are like, well, I have a PS4 that has the PT demo and I'm selling it on eBay for $5,000.
Oh.
I had this and then I did my transfer to the PS5 and it's gone. So I mean, that's the best you can do is watch a YouTube video.
But I don't want to, and I have to download a YouTube video to put in the episode, and I'm scared to do that.
Look, this is just the hazards of the job.
Can I call you while I do it, just in case?
All right, but I'm not going to help. I'm going to be freaked out too.
Dang it! You're Mark McDonald. I'm going to call you during this.
Listen, 30 seconds, a menu, and 10 feet down a hallway, and I never played it again.
What's wrong with this game?
That's how messed up it is. Kojima.
Why? Why are you like this?
Yeah. That's such
How do you conceive of these things? I want to know. The people, if you're out there and you love horror or you make horror somethings, movies, games, how do your little brain conceive of these things? And how do you not like in a corner, in a fetal position?
That's like such a what if of like, what if he actually got to finish this game? Like, what would that be? I mean, I guess it's good.
Scary.
Good for me that it doesn't exist.
Well, you don't have to play it.
Yeah.
No one says you have to play PT.
Ugh.
No one said.
Yeah, but there'd be videos of it out there, and I couldn't avoid it, you know?
Or you could. I've avoided it all these years.
All right, well, good for you.
Now I have to.
Now I can't.
Now I have to like do this.
All right, we need to stop now. I don't
really want to.
We're scared now.
I feel like I'm getting a headache.
I'm really scared. Next week, though, another scary or spooky. Spooky or spoopy, I don't know.
We might need to go spoopy next week.
I don't remember which one we're doing next week.
This week was too scary.
But we've already made our list, and we're doing it. And again, the last week.
Candy rankings.
We're ranking the top Halloween candies. Can
we also bring the candies and eat them?
Some of them I don't want to eat. Some of them are just gross. I'm not going to say what, but I don't.
Oh, because
some of them are at the absolute.
Bring your S rank candy
it's
for
like
us to eat.
Quadruple Z tier candy. Like,
don't you think that's a good idea? Bring your S tier candy.
Oh, okay.
And then we can trade S tier candies.
All right, that's a good idea.
And see if it's yummy.
Yeah, that's not next week. That's the week after next.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll do our little trick or treat here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, we are on to what we are playing.
Yes.
You started Deathloop.
I did. I finally got around to starting Deathloop. It was on Game Pass, which is very convenient and fun and nice. And I kind of like it, actually.
Kinda?
Well, I wasn't sure. You have been telling me that it's extremely hard, I think, and that...
Moi?
Yes, you.
I don't think I said that.
Yes, you did. You said, I don't think I want to play this game.
I never played this game. No, it's... blah, 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 blah. Let me say something here.
What?
So I was worried that game would have sort of a Majora's Mask kind of thing where it's very heavily on like the timing and it's like, oh, well, if you didn't do this thing in the right timing, so now you've messed up.
No.
Or you feel like this pressure because the clock's always ticking.
No.
All right.
Not at all. Not at all.
I was completely wrong.
It's very clever. Like when you first get dropped into the game, it's setting you up for this dying and looping mechanic that you're going to be experiencing in the game. But they do a really good job where like you kind of encounter this puzzle, like you're looking for this code and you don't know it, but like it's telling you like you know the code, and you're like, I don't freaking know this code. Like what are you talking about? So you just kind of keep like trying to play through it, and then when you do your second loop, you do know the code. Like someone. Oh. So it's like really clever the way that they like intro you.
Why do you know the code the second time?
Because like this event occurs. I don't want to spoil it for people. This event happens, and then like you find out what the code is, and then you die.
I see.
And then you start over again, right? Where you started, and you're like, oh, I know exactly what to do now.
So you're always starting from the same point.
Yes.
But you always have a little bit more
information.
Something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this a roguelike, technically?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It is. You do get to like pick up mods and things like that to like do your loadouts too. So it is. You do kind of collect these things. And so when you do die and start again, you're not like starting from scratch. So that intro part kind of introduces you to like what you have to do and like how you can defeat the enemies with stealth, or you can just go in like guns blazing. Yeah. I like the stealth options a lot because it's helpful when, I have really bad aim. So it's like a good that you can like kind of solve these loops like lots of different ways.
Yeah.
And then you're in this like sort of, when you're in the loop part of it, when you're like doing that, like it's a pretty big area. Like I was scared that it was going to be like this very small area where you're forced to like go through it, and if it's too hard, then you would just like fail over and over again the same spot. But it's not like that at all. Like it's a huge area, so you can like get to from, you know, A to whatever your next point is. Like you can be creative and get there like different ways. So like if you die like one time going one way, you're gonna, okay, try a different way. See if that's easier. See if I can pick up some items, and like maybe that'll make it easier for me to get to that point. So it's actually pretty cool. There's like a little bit of puzzle solving, which I didn't expect. There's some stealth in there, which is really cool. There's like, you do have some like gadgety kind of things too, to like hack different things along the way to help you.
It does have kind of like a 60s spy.
It's like a 70s.
From the trailer. Yeah, the trailers had that feel.
Yeah, like all the graphics and like the environments are very 70s. Like you end up in like a sunken living room, which is very cute. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
The colors, like all that. The art style is really interesting. And yeah, the story is pretty cool too, because you clearly like have no memory of what's happening, but you do know the person that is like making you do this, and so you're trying to figure out like what, you know, what's happening and like why. And the characters is very like, it's funny, and like dialogue is really good. So yeah, it's actually really fun. And
that sounds really cool. Actually,
it's not as like dauntingly difficult as I thought it would be.
Okay,
so I'm enjoying it.
It does have kind of a lot of things that could be annoying, or could like time stuff, stealth, puzzles. Like these are all things that make me kind of recoil. But what you just described sounds really cool.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to do any of that stuff.
Oh,
you could like, if you don't want to do the stuff, you could just run in with guns blazing. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, you have to like be kind of strategic. Like you're gonna run out of bullets, and you know, you don't want to be like mobbed or whatever. So. And all the enemies, they look like crash test dummies. So, and then they just like, there's no like blood or anything violent. They just like evaporate into like thin air when you get like, when you destroy them. So it's like, it's almost kind of like funny versus it being like this like serious, you know, like serious shooter game or something like that. Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, really that game got like crazy good reviews when it first came out.
Yeah. I've been just waiting for it to, because I wasn't like super interested. So it's good that it's on Game Pass and I can check it out that way easily. So
all right, well maybe I'll check that out.
Really enjoying it so far.
And you had one other game that you have forgotten the name of.
Nico.
Something Nico.
Do you not remember either?
I'm not the one playing it.
But you looked it up for me.
Here Comes Nico?
Here Comes Nico.
Is that really it?
Yes.
We'll put it in text if we...
Something with a Nico.
We're wrong about that. Yeah. But you're the one that's playing it.
Yeah, I got a code for... We both got codes for this. And I decided to check it out last night, actually. It's very cute. I wish I played this like a little bit earlier. It's a summer vibe game for sure. But it's like you're this little person and you're helping out. You go from place to place helping out these little cats with their... They each have little requests for you. I thought it was going to be kind of like a walking sim, like sort of like an Animal Crossing kind of thing. But it's actually a fair amount of platforming.
Right.
And the art style is really cool. It's almost like this, like 2D, like it's 3D, but then the characters are like paper.
Oh, like a Paper Mario.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
Exactly. And then when you like flip the camera, you can see like behind them, they're like paper thin or whatever. It was very endearing. Like the cats are all really cute, and the little like characters in there are really, really cute. There's also these little frogs that are like your guide through these worlds, and the whole idea is you like help them, and then they like pay you, and then you use the money to like clear the train tracks to go into the next area. So I ended up making it to like the third area, I think.
Wow.
But it's a really just like a very cute, fun little game, and I wanted to play something random because I had been making Mario Maker levels, and I was like, oh, I'll just like have my Switch anyway. So
I remember that when we got the codes, it said like, this is a game made for tired people, and I wasn't sure what that meant.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I think it's because it's very like low key.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like a low lift kind of game.
Very low lift, and it's not hard, but you're still you're platform. You can't die. You can't fall off of anything.
Right.
There's like some very light puzzles, but they're not hard.
Yeah.
It's very cute and satisfying to just like kind of mill around and explore these little locations. So I like it. It's very endearing.
Right.
Yeah.
We have both been playing Super Mario Maker 2. We went back to that to make these levels.
To make levels. Yeah.
I absolutely spent the first 10 minutes just staring at I was like, what do I do?
I realized like 30 minutes in that I was making the level in the wrong game. I had to re-erase it.
What do you mean
start over.
in the wrong game?
The wrong game style.
Well, you can just change that on the fly.
No, I tried to change it and it told me all elements would be deleted.
Oh, because which one did you start with?
Super Mario 3D World.
Oh, yeah, because that one has some different stuff.
I know.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
Oh, man. That's a bummer.
I didn't lose that much progress, but I was like, oh, yeah, that's a thing that I have to do. Yeah, I definitely looked at the game and was like, how do you do this again? How do I... Yeah, and I have to look up like basic commands, like how do I multi-select?
Doing stuff with pipes really like flummoxed me for a bit. I was like, wait a minute, how do I connect these pipes?
Doors?
Yeah. I figured it out though.
Remember you bought me that stylus? And I was like...
We both have these really nice...
I was like, please tell me I still have the stylus.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
And I was like, oh, it's so nice. It was like so comfortable.
That's really important to have.
It is.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm like into it. Like it was really fun,
yeah.
And like really relaxing. Like I just kind of like I was just like hanging out under a blanket with Chili.
Yeah.
Like I was watching Hocus Pocus again.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Now, what is so when you're making a Mario Maker level, like what generally are you aiming for? Because there's some people like, well, I try and make these crazy puzzles, or some people I try and make it as hard as possible. Like what are you trying to do?
I like it to visually look really nice.
Okay.
I'm a visual person. Like
right.
you know me, like not even, maybe I should work at NCR, honestly. Like I want everything to be like, because it's on a grid, like it has to be spaced evenly. Right. You know how the pipe takes up 2 spaces, so I definitely have to have 4 spaces so the pipe can sit on the 2.
Yeah.
Like if it's three blocks and the pipe is off center, I'm like, no.
Oh no.
I can't do that. This one was, because we were making levels again based on the trailer. So I almost felt like I already had like a roadmap to how to do this. So it actually wasn't that hard. Like sometimes when I'm like making a level just from like total scratch, it's like, well, how do I want this to look? And then I kind of like build it up from there. Yeah. And I usually put down like a very base layer of what I want. And then I usually add like enemies next and then like power-ups last. Oh. So I do it in like 3 layers. Yeah. And so at the end, it feels like full and vibrant, or else, you don't want it to look too empty or whatever. But that's kind of how I do it.
Okay.
What about you?
I try and do something that would actually be in a Mario game.
Okay.
And it's always such an interesting exercise of being reminded, like, wow, real Mario games, those levels are really simple, and they're usually like very short. Like if you go back to Mario Brothers 3, like those levels like a minute long.
Yeah, totally. Not even sometimes.
So it's really... like you need restraint to not just be like, well, I'm going to put this enemy there, and I'm going to put this enemy. He's going to be flying. He's going to be doing crazy stuff. Like, no, that's not what they did. You certainly can do all of that stuff.
Right. And people do, and it's fun.
Right. So mine are very like straightforward.
That's good. Yeah.
Probably, on the spectrum of Mario Maker levels, like the more basic side, but that's what is cool to me. It's like, wow, I could actually make a level that would feel in place,
fit within a
proper Mario game.
I remember when we were making our levels for Mr. Tezuka that one time, he said something that stuck with me even today, where it's like, you need to have a risk-reward system in your levels. Yeah. So I always try to put that into, like, there's certain things you do in a Mario level that is extremely satisfying. Like, you know how you can put the trail in? When you, like, put a jump that's at the very, like, top of Mario's height, and you can just make it, like, that's the risk-reward thing, where you're like, oh, that's so satisfying. So, like, I always try to put... I feel like I put some of these in my level. You can tell me when you play it, but I always try to like look for areas, like moments to do that too.
It was a little weird. I mean, the first Mario Maker, it was so perfect for the Wii U.
Yeah.
It was this huge hit. Mario Maker 2 people liked, but it didn't really have the extended life that I think a lot of people hoped. I think the online stuff was not great.
Yeah, the online stuff kind of made it, the online stuff and the way you share.
And finding levels too.
Finding and sharing.
It was a little busted for a while.
Yeah, it definitely felt like clunky.
Yeah.
Which was unfortunate in like the year, 2019 or whatever it was, right? The other thing was, I think it like like people really wanted some sort of like cool social media like integration
right.
with that, because it's like something you're creating. Like you need to find a way to like get it out of the system, right. and there was no good way to do that. They'd
added the multiplayer mode, but the online multiplayer was completely broken. So it was kind of like a self-own in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like we made the base game was like so good and so cool, and we found a way to make it mostly work on the Switch, but all this kind of pretty important stuff on the periphery just didn't work right.
Yeah,
it was a bummer.
It was really a bummer because that phenomenon was like so cool.
Yeah.
And like when we were like thinking about this Mario Maker idea, we went back and looked at some of our old Nintendo Minute videos, right. and just the amount of, I think we made like almost like 15 plus videos for the first Mario Maker game because it was such like a phenomenon, you know, just playing people's levels, right. making levels, sharing
we
levels.
Probably did at least like 10 videos on the original Mario Maker.
Yeah.
I was like, how come it says I don't have any uploaded levels? And I remembered, so we had an official Nintendo Minute account that the dev team let us have, which was cool.
Yeah.
But we had to recreate basically the levels that we had made on our own hardware on that hardware to up it from that account.
And I didn't upload anything from my
original. Which was so annoying.
Yeah, but I still have the levels saved.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't make that many on this.
Do you still have that Switch? Do you still have access to that Switch with the official Nintendo Minute account? Do we? What happened to that? Producer Stephanie, send a smoke signal if you have it.
I have a lot of Switch systems in my house.
Why?
I don't know. I just have them. It's weird.
You just cleared that place out as you were leading in a cloud of dust.
4 or 5 of these random Nintendos. I just have them in like a drawer somewhere. It's so random.
So
that's so funny.
Yeah, it was just a great reminder. That game is super fun. Hopefully, at some point they do. I don't think I need another one on Switch. Maybe when the next hardware. Keep going with that, please.
Yeah, like with the movie coming out, what kind of other Mario things will happen around it? You know, like that could be a really cool thing to do, like DLC for or something.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe they do something that's like movie themed.
Right.
Elements will make it into Mario Maker.
I surely doubt it, but okay.
I just have like wild hopes and dreams, you know?
The only other thing I've been playing since I was hunkered down making these levels is we got codes for the Switch version of Tunic.
We've been waiting for this.
Yes. And when the original version of Tunic came out on Xbox, this was a game that for a while, it was right in the middle of Elden Ring. And for a while, I was like, I'm going to kind of double off on these two games.
But they were both really hard.
At a certain point, I couldn't do it. And I was like, I just need to devote all my time to Elden Ring. So I fell off of Tunic, several hours into it, which was a bummer. But I'm feeling fairly committed to actually beating it this time. And this has been a really good reminder of like, wow, this game is awesome.
Yeah.
This game is absolutely going to be in my top 10 of the year.
Yeah, totally.
And it's really nice to have the convenience of playing it on Switch. I will say, like, the graphics did get a downgrade that I noticed. Going from Xbox to Switch, that's going to happen. And certainly, not a huge issue, but it was something that I noticed. So, I'm playing it.
Have you been playing on handheld or?
I've been playing it all the ways.
Okay.
I did turn on some of the assist stuff because I need to replay a lot of the first hours of it, and I was like, I don't want to fiddle with this. I just kind of want to.
Can you adjust it after you you go through the first couple hours, and then when you get to like the new stuff, or is it? I
don't know actually. I guess I'm gonna find out.
Like get locked into this. That's fine. Whatever.
But
you're not
it
paying
is interesting
for that anyway.
Like there are some things that I'm doing where I am remembering that I did it slightly differently on my first playthrough.
Oh.
The game gives you a lot of freedom to take different paths, so that's interesting. That. I don't remember exactly what I did, but this is definitely different. I'm going down a different sequence of events to get things done. You
were further than I was
when we
originally played the game when it first came out.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking forward to. I downloaded it for Switch. I'm definitely looking forward to like jumping back into it and beating it on Switch because I just want to play it in bed. Honestly, like
right.
I'll probably be playing this game like 100% in handheld at this point and just like getting through it. Like how I usually play my Switch games, where like I have like a movie on, and I just like to play
Hocus Pocus.
Keep watching
Hocus Pocus 1 on one TV, Hocus Pocus 2 on another TV,
and Tunic on the Switch.
Yeah.
That sounds great, actually.
Oh my gosh!
I'm going to
PSL in hand.
I'm going to the Hocus Pocus live symphony show in a couple of weeks in San Francisco. The SF Symphony is doing Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
Segue, tangent. Mm-hmm. Does that sound cool?
And?
That's all.
Okay.
It sounds really cool.
Great.
But anyways, I'll be playing Tunic there. Just kidding.
Let's move on. So yeah, I really do want to stick with Tunic. We've got a few more weeks until Mario plus Rabbids comes out. That's going to be the next biggie
and then
game.
Bayonetta.
Well, I'm not. I think I'm. I don't know what I'm doing with Bayonetta.
Really?
I might be skipping Bayonetta.
Not even going to try it a little bit?
Well, God of War comes out right after that, and then there's Pokemon. So it's getting a little hot and heavy here.
Yeah, God of War, November, though. Bayonetta's still in October. Can try for a week.
Well, I'm not beating Mario and Rabbids in like 3 days.
You could try both at the same time, no?
This was when you were like, I'm going to finish Horizon in like 4 days before Elden Ring comes out.
I eventually finished Horizon. I was really proud
6 months later.
Sorry. I was playing Elden Ring and beating it, unlike you.
Sheesh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Guess what?
Guess what?
We got another sponsor.
With HelloFresh.
HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited to get this.
Pumped.
Because I have been a HelloFresh fan for a really long time.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I hope that one day I'll get to work with them on the show, which is so cool.
Right.
So yeah, I have been using HelloFresh, but I think this was your first time using HelloFresh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What did you think?
Well, the time-saving element is really great. Mm-hmm. You know, going to the grocery store takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get going on a recipe and it's like, what did I sign myself up for? And it's, you know, way longer than you expected. You know, with these, you know, the time commitment is very clear. You can choose based on that, and they have some that are really quick and snappy.
Yeah.
But none of it is, you know, taking you down this hours-long rabbit hole.
Right, exactly. And it's really cool because right now they have a lot of like fall-themed recipes, and we got to sample some of that. So they do a really good job like changing up their calendar for seasonal ingredients, and again, everything is farm fresh. And so it's not like, you know, you're trying to like make something where the ingredients like actually don't exist in this month. It's like a cryogenic whatever.
Right.
So that's really nice, and I love all the variety. Like they have vegan options, they have pescatarian options, they have vegetarian options. So whatever sort of your dietary preferences, they have meal kits that are designed for you. We both made
the same thing. Right.
The pork taquitos.
Indeed. We've got some pictures. You can do it side by side. This doesn't count towards the challenge board.
Does not count towards the challenge score, but
I think they were both delicious, though.
They were so
it turned out really nice.
Good. I love the seasoning and the filling.
Yeah.
And then, it was like a really great, like quick kind of one pot meal.
And you have exactly what you need for the recipe in the box, which is so nice.
No food goes to waste that way, which is great.
That's true.
Yeah.
Go to HelloFresh.com/KitKrysta65 and use code KitKrysta65 for 65% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/KitKrysta65 and use KitKrysta65 for 65% off plus free shipping. Wow, HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. 65%.
That's a huge discount.
That's a lot.
Link is here.
Yes.
Also in the description box below. Get your meals now.
All right, we are on to the news. We've got to start with the Mario movie.
Where are your graphs and whiteboards?
Well, let's just start by talking about, now that we're, by the time this comes out, we're about a week out.
Yes.
We're beyond the gut reaction phase.
Right. We've all had time to
sit with it.
Yes,
We've digested it. I never liked it when people would say that. I need some time to digest this information. It's like, well, what are you going to do after you digest it? I don't want to know.
Do you absorb, wrap your head around it, as they say?
I need to absorb it into my large intestine. Stop!
I need to flush my reactions down this toilet. All right, but anyways, the Mario movie.
Please.
No, you tell me first.
I'm in love with this trailer.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
In love with this?
Like I said, I was so concerned about this movie. I thought there were so many pitfalls that they could fall into. No, it is truly like respectful and celebrating the source material. That was one thing that I was particularly worried about.
Yeah.
you can really feel Mr. Miyamoto's involvement.
Yeah, for sure.
Nintendo is like basically co-financing this movie.
Yeah.
So I think that
money is on the line.
That makes for a good partnership of Nintendo bringing their know-how.
We have stakes in this, you know?
Right.
Yeah, or they have stakes
There's no we anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying we have a stake in this.
Exactly. So I think that might be, like, again, this might be the best of both worlds of bringing the movie-making know-how with the Mario know-how.
Yeah, the Mario universe know-how.
Right, so you've got that. The scope of it feels way bigger than I expected. Like, I figured it would be like, well, we saw in the poster, you know, you're in the Mushroom Kingdom. I figured it would all be there. I was so, like, shocked when it started out with Bowser,
like Bowser in the Ice Kingdom.
With the penguins. I was like, oh, you can see how we're going to see all these different areas of the Mario universe that we never even saw really in the games.
Yeah, we kind of get an idea, like, there are ice levels, there are, you know, desert levels or whatever, but you kind of get the sense that there are these, you know, actual characters and they're living their lives and there's all these things happening in these environments that you see, like, sort of, like, just very briefly in Mario games, which I think is... I thought that beginning of that trailer was a wow moment.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, such a cool way, because it would be such, like, a more safe, I guess, almost, like, safer move to start with Mario in the Mushroom Kingdom, you know? Like, very iconic, like, Mario coming out of a pipe or Mario in more of that, like, very familiar landscape, but having it be, like, very, almost, like, dark and funny at the same time.
Like, that could have been scary if you were, like, a 6-year-old and you saw, like, oh my gosh, Bowser's, like, wrecking shop here. He burned down this whole city.
Melting down this, like, poor penguins, you know, castle or whatever. Yeah, but the part that I loved about the beginning of the trailer was, like, it really just, like, upped your expectation of the personalities in this movie. Like, it just felt like all the characters that you've never seen speak, that you've never seen really do much except for, like, you stomp on their heads and that's it. Like, they all had these distinctive personalities.
Well, that was the third thing I was going to say is, like, there was so much hand-wringing, and I did it, about, the voice cast, like, are these people, is this going to be weird? Is this going to be hokey? Is this going to stink?
Yeah.
And...
Well, Bowser was fantastic.
For the most part, like, it's great. You know, like, Jack Black, he is going to nail this.
I think he's born to play this. I mean, I didn't think this when they casted him, but he's clearly, like, not only just personally enthusiastic about it, but he's just invested in this voice and this character. I loved it.
The Chris Pratt thing, I think we all got a little nervous when he was like, it's like something you've never heard before. It's like, well, he's basically doing his voice. Like, some people are like, oh, maybe he has, like, a small New York accent, like, whatever. It's not like him concocting
we don't want that.
This nutso accent in the lab. That would have been really bad. So for him to just be doing a normal person's voice, like, that's like, it's neither a win nor a loss. It's like, but I'll take it. Because it's not going to be so out there weird.
At least.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm really glad to just move on to just be like, okay, like, fine, the Chris Pratt conversation is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like...
I'm tired of talking about
now this performance, like, we can focus on the performance, and again, you know, it may not be the thing that I love most about the movie, but it's also not going to distract in a way that I'm going to hate it.
Yeah, hopefully
From what I've seen.
Hopefully not. Like, that was 30 seconds, so 2 hours.
You have an issue with the face.
Let me go back to Bowser and the penguins really quick before I go to the face. But I do have a problem with the face. The other thing I just really, about that beginning of that trailer, is that, like it really sets up, like, what kind of humor is going to be in this movie that I really appreciated, because, like, the Minions movie have a very, like, kind of sarcastic, like...
You're a huge Minions fan.
I love Minions. Yeah, I love Minions. And it has, like, that, like, you know, it's cute, and it, like, a kid would like it, but also, like, an adult would like it, because it has more of, like, sometimes, like, an edgier humor. Mm-hmm. And I made this joke, but, like, legit, the beginning of the trailer was like a Game of Thrones. Like, it was very much like...
It was.
This, like, you know, big sort of large-scale war kind of thing, which I thought was such a fun way to, like, set it up for, like, what is actually happening. What's the plot of this movie? But yeah, so I loved that part of it so much. I think the penguins, like, stole the show. They're my favorite character so far. And Mario's face. So I think I just need to get used to it, honestly. But there's something weird going on with the eyes.
Our good friend Lee Kovacs did do a side-by-side of, like, what makes the movie face different from the game face.
Yeah.
And there are some differences. To me, again, it wasn't so drastic that it really was an issue.
I think I need to see more of it to really like just get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely felt different enough where it was like a little jarring for me. And I don't know. Again, I continue to like, maybe it's the voice plus the face, but I need Mario to be the hero, the innocent hero that he is. Mm-hmm. And I just don't feel it quite yet in this particular Mario. But I think as his character develops more and we see more of it and like he's actually like doing more stuff and things are happening and there's more dialogue, like I'm sure that will come through. Yeah. But I'm just saying, specifically looking at the trailer, like I don't buy it. I don't buy like...
By what?
Like he just doesn't feel like Mario yet to me.
All right.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah. That's the only thing. But I mean, other than that, I think it looks really good.
We did put out a poll after the trailer aired.
Yeah.
And asked people what they thought. So we had it kind of broken into four, like first was like, I'm blown away. It's like, look cool, but I want to see more. And then it got into more like, I don't know, or like, I thought it stunk.
Yeah.
And almost everybody was in those top two.
Yeah, I'm in the second
pretty positive categories, which I don't know if they could have hoped for a better reception to this trailer.
Yeah, totally.
I put out a tweet like the day of. I was like, I think this feels like one of the biggest days in Nintendo history since the Switch reveal trailer.
Yeah.
Because you start to think of like all the implications of like, well, you have this big opportunity with movies and entertainment in general. Mm-hmm. If this goes well, you're off the trampoline.
But if it goes badly,
right? If your first big effort is a stinker,
it's going to be really detrimental to your...
It's a hard hole to dig yourself out of.
Yeah, it really is.
So now they're like rocket launched off this trampoline.
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't seen a lot of people talking about, I think this is going to be like a mega, mega hit in a way that like is really going to open a lot of doors for them to do more in movies or entertainment.
I hope so. Like, I want that. I want the universe and all of the cool, the other... I mean, people talk about, like, you know, we talked about, obviously, like, Zelda movies and Metroid and Fire Emblem. Like, there's so many, like, properties that they own that would just lend itself so well to these other entertainment things. So I want them to, like, really succeed at this so and Marvel, we can have that.
Marvel is the comparison a lot because they're another one that has the IP library to do it with.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different though because when Marvel started to do this movie stuff, like they were literally on the brink of going out of business.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's kind of like you're taking a hugely successful company and now you're adding a potentially like multi-billion-dollar
industry to
another business to it.
Yeah.
Which is really like mind-blowing when you think about it. Like Nintendo right now is a huge company.
Right. And a huge successful company.
It's like, could this movie thing eventually become bigger? Like, you know, obviously the movie part of Marvel is way bigger than the comics. Like, could it outstrip what the, you know, core business of Nintendo is eventually? Maybe. I don't know.
Or become like even like 50-50 would be like a huge deal.
Right. And at that point, Nintendo is a fundamentally different company than it was.
Well, you need to restaff the entire company. Yeah.
Right. And the priorities are different. And you think about like, do they need to make games in a way that feeds into the movies more than they do?
Yeah. Because right now it's like very separate, right?
So I scoffed it when you said like, oh, we're going to get a Mario the movie, the game. Now I really want that actually.
I think they're going to do it.
I wouldn't want it to be like, oh, we're using the same voices, but, you know, kind of a more traditionally made Mario game.
But like set in this new universe.
With the setting and the story.
Yeah.
Could be really cool.
It could be awesome.
Right. So now I'm feeling like that would be a missed opportunity if they didn't do something like that.
Exactly. Like you need to feed this like, what is it, the wheel that they say, right?
Right.
Because if you're going to
The IP synergies are crackling.
The flywheel of IP. Oh, I hate that phrase. It's terrible.
Oh, no.
We got to feed the flywheel.
Gross.
It is terribly gross, but that's how they can make a lot of money.
It's crazy. All right, let's get into these charts.
Okay, you have charts. You have
I have three different charts. First, we're going to start with all-time grossing video game movies.
Okay.
I will read to you the top 10 from bottom to top, starting with number 10. Okay. Resident Evil Afterlife, Resident Evil The Final Chapter, Sonic the Hedgehog, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, The Angry Birds Movie, Uncharted, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Rampage. I really didn't expect that to be there at number 3. I really did not expect Rampage to be number 3.
I don't think it's
I think that had The Rock in it or some big action star.
Did it? Okay.
Detective Pikachu, number 2. And number 1, Warcraft. I think Warcraft took off big overseas, is how I remember that being. So, do you think the Mario movie has the potential to make more than any of those?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely,
the top grossing, the top Warcraft worldwide gross, $430 million.
There's
nothing to sneeze at, but we can go much higher. And it's going to
I think it's
obliterate past
way past that.
Okay. Our next chart, top animated movies.
Okay.
I will read you the top 10. Zootopia.
Great movie.
Really?
Love that movie.
I didn't know what that was.
You watched it with me, but okay.
I did?
Yes.
Huh.
Anyways, continue.
Finding Dory.
Great movie.
Despicable Me 3. Isn't that another Illumination?
It is.
Okay.
Great movie.
Toy Story 3.
Oh, that's nice.
Toy Story 4. Minions.
Oh!
The Incredibles 2.
Oh.
Frozen.
Yes.
Frozen 2.
Yes.
And number 1, The Lion King, the remade Lion King.
The remade
again, I wasn't expecting that to be number 1. Notable, the Minions movie that came out this summer is number 15. So it's right around there.
Okay.
Do you think the Mario movie has the potential to surpass any of those movies?
Not the number 1.
Well, no, but any of those in the top 10. Will it make more than Zootopia, which I don't even know, again, apparently I saw and forgot.
It probably will. I think it's going to be in the lower half of the 10.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, every movie in this top 10 list made over $1 billion.
Oh, shoot.
Yes. So now we're getting serious.
Oh, I don't know if they can do it then.
This is what.
I don't know if they can do it.
Why not? Zootopia?
Big Disney property. And a lot of merch around it.
You don't think there's going to be a lot of Mario merch?
I don't know.
And you have like 40 years of people being exposed and into this IP?
I don't know.
All ages?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Again, once you get into like the Toy Story stuff, I don't know. Like
there's no way.
That's
Frozen,
got a big.
There's no way.
I think Frozen might be too much to overtake.
There is no way.
But there's actually not a big gap. So Zootopia made like basically a shade over $1 billion, and Frozen 2 is at $1.5 billion. Mm-hmm. So there's not a huge difference. I was actually surprised that Frozen was not number 1, and that Frozen 2 made more than Frozen 1.
Frozen 2 is so good.
Frozen 1 was like a phenomenon that you don't often see.
Yeah.
Okay. So now
maybe.
Now we're into all-time box office here.
Okay.
I will just read you the top. Okay, starting from Frozen 2 is number 12. I will read you all the movies after that from 11 to 1.
Okay.
Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
I still need to see that. Furious 7. The Avengers. The Lion King, which was the Lion King that I just mentioned.
Yeah. Good.
Jurassic World, another Chris Pratt joint. Spider-Man, No Way Home. Avengers Infinity War. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Titanic.
Oh, jeez.
Avengers Endgame and Avatar.
Oh, Avatar.
Where do you think can the Mario movie crack that group?
What was number 10 again?
We were starting from Frozen 2, Top Gun, Furious 7. Can it make more than a Fast and Furious movie?
No.
I think it's challenging for it to get into that point.
No,
but
absolutely not.
But at that point, you are in...
multi-billion dollars, right?
The top grosser, there are 51 movies that have made over $1 billion ever.
Okay.
I think the Mario movie is going to be number 52. I am quite certain of that.
You think it's going to make $1 billion?
I absolutely do.
I don't know.
I absolutely do.
I think it depends.
On what?
On what happens between now and April.
What a pointless thing to say. Of course it depends on what happens between now and then.
Yeah, it just depends on what that marketing
Be specific.
Like. It's going to depend on what
we got these Happy Meals.
Like.
Those Happy Meals are leaking left and right. We got...
the weird Happy Meals. Yeah, the weird faces.
Again, this is where it's good that Universal is going to be twisting Nintendo's arm. It's like, hey, you know what you need to do? All these 15 other things that maybe you don't want to do, but I'm going to make you do it.
That's the thing that's going to make or break it.
Right.
Harry Potter's on that list? I'm shocked.
The first Harry Potter movie is number 15. Deathly Hallows Part 2, $1.3 billion. Yeah.
These big franchises where it's almost like very similar with the amount of history. I think the Lion King movie is actually a really good example because it does have like that pent up legacy of people that watched it when they were kids.
The first one came out when
1993.
Early 90s? Okay.
1993 I think is when the first one came out. So it has like that nostalgia factor.
Actually, all of those Disney remade animated movies are super high on this top
because of that nostalgia
top 50.
Factor, I bet.
Right.
Yeah. So that actually it bodes well for them if they do the marketing, if they do like the promotion stuff right.
Right. Beauty and the Beast is number 19. Aladdin, I saw, that's number 41. That's over $1 billion though.
Beyonce is in the Lion King remake.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Beyonce, Queen
And then obviously
Bee.
you've got all the, all this Marvel stuff, more Star Wars, more Lord of the Rings.
Star Wars, again,
It's all
another one that's
franchise
very
stuff.
similar, where again you
Right.
have like a huge, long, like nostalgic or
I think you are underselling the potential because there's never been a movie. But again, 40 years of love and demand for this thing to be presented in a completely different format. I think it is going to really be up here on this list when all is said and done. Internationally too.
Yeah, internationally might do really well.
It's like, wow, like Mario's an icon everywhere.
That's true. Yeah, Mario is definitely an icon everywhere, and you'll probably do well, like equally well in all regions, which will be awesome. I think it definitely has potential. It's just we'll have to see. Like, we saw 30 seconds of a trailer, so we need to see like more things to see if it like holds up to this initial like excitement that everyone feels. Like,
The only way it could tank is if it's a musical. That's the only thing.
It could bring it up. Because that's why Frozen. Why do you think Frozen sells so well? Because the music is amazing.
5-year-old girls.
No, it's not at all. The music is so good. People are like rewatching it. Like
Perfect.
Jackbox did say there's songs.
I really opened your eyes with these charts. That's the formula. Get the charts.
Okay, we need the numbers, the hard numbers, the hard-hitting numbers. Interesting. Well, we'll have to see. I'm rooting for Nintendo. I'm rooting for this movie to be amazing. I want the entertainment properties to continue. I want to see Saoirse Ronan, whatever. Saoirse?
A lot of people gave you instructions on how to say this.
Saoirse Ronan. I think that's how you say it.
Gave you the comments.
As Zelda, I want to see all of it. So I want this to work for them, and I definitely think this is Nintendo's future is on the line.
Yes. All right, our next story. CD Projekt has laid out like the next 10 years of games. I don't know why they needed to do this.
They really did. Whoa, let's talk about it.
They put out this like investor video. I ended up watching it. I don't know if you did. But it's basically like, here's what we're doing.
Good for them.
So the roadmap is this year, next gen version of The Witcher 3. You should play that. Although they're kind of running out. The year's almost over.
I know, I'm running out of time.
Get going. It's not out yet. They better put it out.
Oh.
Is what I'm saying.
I have to play some of the other Witcher games that I haven't played.
You can go right to this one. Cyberpunk expansion, Phantom Liberty next year. And then we get into some stuff that is eye-opening.
A little bit, yeah.
We're going to start making a new Witcher trilogy, 3 games in 6 years. And they're saying they're using the Unreal Engine 5. Having this consistent tech will help cut down on the development time.
Yeah, sure.
So there's a new Cyberpunk sequel being made by this new studio that's being opened in Boston. And then they have an entirely new IP that is in pre-production.
Wow. I'm here for it. I love these.
I mean, it's great. I love all of these games.
Yeah, I haven't played Witcher, but I like the show.
I am worried by them saying that we're making 3 games in 6 years. In this video, this guy made a big point. He's like, we have learned from everything we went through with Cyberpunk. And then they go on to announce we're making 3 games in 6 years. Like, I don't think you did, buddy.
But maybe this tech, though. What helped them not have the bugs?
Okay. Maybe that's an internal goal. Why do you need to publicly say this and put this pressure on these developers and they're also like, our quality is unrivaled. So it's like, let these people have the time.
Yeah.
Have you ever made a game in that short of a period of time?
Announce a delay.
I really had some I was like, you just stepped on your own feet there, buddy.
It didn't really need to oversell it,
Right.
Like it's like TMI. Almost.
Why did you need to say that?
Yeah.
You could just say we're making a new trilogy. Great.
Yeah.
You don't have to spell out the timelines for all of these. Now any misstep, people are going to jump on that.
That's
They did it again. They screwed up again.
Especially because they have this like
reputation.
Exactly. Now. They have like this expectation. People have expectations. They're like out to get them on this.
Exactly.
Which is nonsense, but
so that was really the one thing that I took issue with. The other thing is like the whole.
They could be that confident though.
They shouldn't be that confident after what just happened. They really shouldn't be. I don't know why they had to announce so much, and I've seen a few theories. Like one is that they're trying to get acquired. So there's like showing like, hey.
Oh yeah, we have like a lot of stuff.
We got it cooking over here.
Yeah. So you want to buy this?
Yeah.
Commodity.
Another one was that it's like they really need to staff up, so they want to attract talent.
Oh, okay.
Of like showing like, hey, we've got some really promising projects.
Well, that makes sense.
They seem to be very driven by their kind of financial investor base. I would love to. I don't want to get into the Polish stock exchange too much, but I would just love to know like what is the financial situation of this company? Is it precarious? What?
Yeah.
Because like that seemed to be the whole reason that Cyberpunk got pushed out so early. It was like we need the money.
We need to make money.
We need to make money, or we've told the investors that this is when it's coming. They seem terrified of these investors.
They're really held accountable by these investors.
So it's something I don't understand, but seems to be a recurring theme for this studio.
And it must be something like that.
And it worries me.
Yeah.
Frankly, that they're making decisions for the wrong reasons.
But maybe they don't have a choice.
Maybe. I don't know.
So they have to find some balance somewhere, so they have to like do
Send me to Poland, I'll get to the bottom of it.
You're not welcome there.
Well, I'll get to the bottom of some delicious sauerkraut too. Send me.
And the vodka.
Yeah.
I'll get to the bottom of vodka.
Excuse me, they call it vodka there.
Vodka. I'll drink it. I don't care.
So that was something. And then our last story is the next Splatfest has been announced.
Yeah, this is so fun.
Pokemon crossover.
I think this is so awesome.
This is cool.
This is very cool.
I wonder who came to who on this, because this is kind of like now the two biggest IPs in Japan.
Yeah.
Was it like a standoff of like who's
gonna break first?
Yeah, exactly. Who's got the power?
We're like 4 sake bottles in a tiny chair, and we've eaten like 1 chicken wing between the 2 of us.
That's a very specific reference that I don't think anybody else is gonna understand.
But you liked it.
Yeah.
And then it's like midnight in Kyoto, and they finally decide.
All right, fine, we'll do it.
Fine, we'll do it.
Fine. You get the grass types. Fine. So this is running November 11th through the 13th. What are you choosing?
Fire, obviously.
I'm less like locked into a type from game to game.
Yeah.
But I am going fire type. I'm going Fuecoco for the new games. Yeah. So I guess that's what I'll be choosing. I mean,
you have to choose the type you're choosing.
Fire seems to have an overwhelming.
You have to choose the type you're choosing in Pokemon.
Yeah. That seemed to have an overwhelming advantage.
Oh. But then every time I choose, I always lose.
Yeah.
So we'll probably lose.
Yeah. True.
We'll get like bodied in tricolor Splatfest and we'll lose.
This was news I think came out of Nintendo Live. Nintendo Live happened, came and gone. We learned why that video that we did not perform so well.
Nobody knew what this was.
Literally nobody knows what Nintendo Live is.
Well, if you want to know.
Even like the most diehard Nintendo fans, like, what's that? Like, I understand.
Guys?
I don't know.
Okay, well now if you want to know, you can know.
Yeah. I mean, and aside from that crazy like Link statue that they had, I didn't see that many people talking about it either.
That crazy Link statue was pretty awesome.
That was neat. Yeah.
I would like to hug that.
That was cool.
He's pretty hot.
You like to what?
Hug him.
Oh, hug it. I thought you said I was like have hug. Which way are you going?
I'll take it.
Have it and then hug it.
I'm gonna hug it.
All right, into other things you want again. Oh, I'm nailing these segues. The questions from our Patreon family.
Okay.
The first question might be something you want to hug too.
I want to hug this.
From Jordan Collett, asking the most important questions. Are you Team Mario Cake or Team Mario Pancake?
Now, we're not talking about cake or pancake.
I feel bad for the people listening on audio.
Let's just describe this.
We've got one picture of Mario from the movie in the rump area.
Yes.
He's lacking.
Buttocks.
He's lacking.
His gluteus maximus looks like a pancake.
And then we have this other screenshot, which I confirmed is doctored. This is not exactly from a game. I had a follow-up question on this screenshot because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Whoa!
This looks to be from Odyssey.
This is from Odyssey. This has been enhanced. He has an enhanced bottom.
Like Kim Kardashian?
Like wow.
Like a Kardashian?
Whoa.
He's caked up here. Caked up.
Obviously cake. Look, we are big aficionados of video game butts. And we can say it here. Listen. What?
We do have a category.
Okay, yes.
Let's talk about this, okay?
When we do Game of the Year, we're going to have a special category.
Yeah, Bodhi.
It's going to be, Bodhi stands for Butt of the Year. We're not joking. We're saying this with a straight face. It's going to happen.
Video
game butt of the year.
There is a right answer for this.
First, we're going to do game of the year, and then we're going to do Bodie because it's more important.
Yeah, Goaty and Bodie. Exactly. Goaty, whatever.
If you can sweep Goaty and Bodie, it's like that's never happened before.
If you were the game to sweep Goaty and Bodie.
That's for the history books right there.
Oh, maybe. Well, anyways, Jeff Keighley, take it.
Jeff Keighley, do not steal. Don't, people just steal like all of our best ideas.
He's going to put this in the category of TGAs. I would love to see it. I would love
Coming up next, we're presenting the Bodie Award.
Can they do like a special statue with just a big butt?
Brought to you by Spanx.
The chic robot is going to do it.
The chic robot. What? That makes no sense at all.
The chic robot's going to twerk while we present the Bodie Award.
Wow.
But we're Team Cake, guys.
That script writes itself, Jeff.
We are Team Cake.
Next question is from Brooke Obscura. Were there any discussions about the seating arrangements for the podcast? Would you feel uncomfortable if you had to switch spots? You have a lot to say about this.
I have a lot to say about this. I can never switch spots. This is the side that I've always been on for Nintendo Minute.
Starting for Nintendo Minute.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to be to the left of you.
Yes.
And one time we switched spots and I was like, I cannot do this. This is so weird.
And did we actually film the video or it just accidentally happened?
We accidentally, and then I was like, we gotta switch back.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm used to sitting here now.
Okay. Yes, but it cannot be broken now.
No, exactly.
Bruce Dash wants to know, happy October.
Shocktober to
Bruce
you, Bruce Dash.
With Halloween coming up, how is Halloween like internally at Nintendo? Have you or your coworkers dressed up as any video game characters on the day of? Does Nintendo have a policy when it comes to their workers wanting to cosplay as Nintendo characters?
I have a funny story about this.
Oh.
Can I tell that story? Am I allowed to?
I don't know what the story is.
Okay, so let's answer the first part of the question. Halloween was kind of a big deal at Nintendo.
It was fun, yeah.
We would decorate our offices. Usually, like every department will decorate like their area. Mm-hmm. And our team would always do a very good job, having some sort of fun theme.
Yeah.
Like we would have like some sort of fun Halloween like lunch.
Yeah.
Which is always great. People would definitely dress up in the office. We would take team photos. There was like team costumes sometimes.
Yeah.
That was really, really cute. The advertising team always did a great job with the team costumes. I remember.
You can tell which teams are working harder than others because they got less time to work on these costumes.
During Shock-tober.
By the way, in the middle of holiday season.
I know. Advertising though.
That's why there's a picture of me wearing like a mullet hat with like a Wario mustache.
Yeah, exactly.
My Eastbound and Down mullet hat, which I love.
Yeah, that's a good Comic-Con swag item. There's definitely like decorations and stuff like that around the office, which was always very fun. We always would dress up. No, like directive to dress up as a Nintendo character, but obviously a lot of people did.
Yeah.
I think one year I was like a Yoshi egg. That was fun.
Oh, I think I know the thing that you're.
Can I say it? Am I allowed to?
If it's what I'm thinking of, then I think so. I guess we'll find out.
We'll edit it out if it's not okay. Okay. So there is one year where you and I took a photo in front of some Halloween decorations.
Okay, yes. This is fine. This is fine. Okay. Yes. Why would you not say this?
I don't know. Ninjas. So you and I were like, oh, that's fun. We'll take a Halloween photo and we'll put it out on like Twitter or whatever, personal Twitter. And we took the photo and we were standing in front of this background with like a bunch of headstones. But on the headstones, somebody put like RIP Xbox, like rest in peace Xbox, rest in peace PlayStation.
It wasn't, we didn't do that.
It was not.
And we didn't know.
We didn't know.
Until we saw the comments to the picture.
And then we had to delete the tweet. Because we were like, oh no, because we were still working there obviously at the time. And like, they were like, oh my God, Nintendo Office Halloween.
Poor taste. How dare they?
That was poor taste.
Yeah. Why would you be scared about saying that?
I don't know.
All right. I actually did one year, I was in Redmond for Halloween. And that was actually one of the few times that I went into the treehouse in the new building. Because they actually opened it up. It was like, because people bring in their families and they do like trick-or-treating desk to desk. So I got to go in there and check it out.
Yeah, that's cool. And everyone just
unlocked. Yes.
Oh boy, unlocked.
Big deal. Cerulean Dragon 37 asks, hi, Kit and Krysta. How would you react if you woke up tomorrow and Nintendo had deleted all the episodes of Nintendo Minute from YouTube without providing an explanation? Do you guys have a personal backup of those memories/footage?
We had a real fear of this when we were leaving the company.
I thought this could absolutely happen.
You thought it would happen day one, actually. Like we would
yeah.
leave and they would just click off the like set the entire playlist to private.
I mean, we've seen, not that exact thing happen, but things like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, the outlook on this has changed and we need to do away with this.
Right.
This is no longer serving our purpose. Right. But obviously it's still up there.
It's still up there.
Doesn't mean that it won't vanish one day.
Yeah.
Personal backup of the memories. Maybe I have the memories, not the footage. I have the footage, not the memories. We have taken steps to preserve our legacy. That's what we'll say.
Yes. Don't you worry.
Do not worry. Yes, we'll be okay.
This is like the Disney vault. Don't worry.
But yep, it's within their right to do that.
Absolutely, on the IP. So.
Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah.
This one's long. You can read it.
From Daniel. Hi, K and K. So obviously, Nintendo is a very Japanese company, which is why I always wondered if non-Japanese people have ever played a role in developing any big-budget, big-name Nintendo games outside of localization. Of course, there are occasional collaborations with indie devs, SFB games with Snipper Clips, and Brace Yourself games with Cadence of Hyrule. And there are companies adjacent to Nintendo, namely Game Freak, that have non-Japanese people working on their games in a more direct capacity. But I'm curious to know, do you know if anyone non-Japanese has worked directly on the planning, design, programming, art, or music of a big-name Nintendo game that is directly developed by Nintendo? Big name in this case being on the same level to say as Mario or Zelda. If not, is there anyone within the company outside of Japan that has ever expressed a desire to work more closely on a Nintendo game? And not that I'm going to ever apply for a job at Nintendo with the hopes of developing a game or anything. Just curious.
I think Retro Studios just shed a tear as you read this question.
There's a tiny violin being played in a barbecue shop. Yeah. Well, there's Retro Games. Next level games.
Next level games. Maybe Daniel is asking not about those people. Maybe like in Japan, maybe?
We have met somebody.
There's a growing contingent of non-Japanese developers at Nintendo in Kyoto.
The person that we met was non-Japanese and he was working on Zelda.
Right.
So they exist. I think that the development team is very private. They don't allow them to really be public about anything. They don't. I don't think they're allowed to have public social media handles or whatever. Yeah, so you probably just don't see them. Yeah. But there definitely is. There definitely is.
Yeah. I mean, there are some Japanese studios that are pretty front and center of like, hey, we're very international. I think this is a newer trend I've noticed. Yeah. I think they've diversified
within the last couple of years,
their talent pool, which I think is great.
I think it's awesome.
But yeah, you just don't hear from them a lot. But retro, Nintendo NST, Nintendo Software Technology is involved behind the scenes on all the things. They're based in Redmond.
Yeah.
They're literally next door to the headquarters. So yeah, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, how do you say this one? Iwainma.
I was going to say Iwainma.
002. If the Mario movie is wildly successful, do you guys see Nintendo buying Illumination? I know they already bought a movie studio in Japan, and I wonder if they'll buy Illumination just to get 100% control over future potential projects. Maybe even rebrand the studio to Nintendo Studios USA Illumination. Does Universal own Illumination currently? I didn't get into the Universal balance sheet as part of my research.
I think they do.
They might. Either way, I think this is unlikely.
I think so too. I think Nintendo Studios is like we talked about last week. They're not making feature-length motion pictures. They're doing something else, and it's serving more of a specific purpose for like the core like video game stuff that Nintendo is doing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they would buy a studio like Illumination. I feel like they would just continue to partner like 50-50 with these people, these places, if they wanted to make any other like entertainment thing. So
yeah, it's kind of like their philosophy of partnerships to make games versus acquisitions.
Yeah.
I think that continues to make a lot of sense here. And again, in the case, like we just said, they're learning a lot and getting a lot of the expertise.
Yeah.
I would be concerned if they just jumped that step and were like, we got this, guys. Watch this. that's when things could go really wrong.
Yeah, that's a huge investment.
Yeah.
On something that has only
one
proof point.
How much would it cost to buy Illumination? I don't know.
A lot.
But it probably wouldn't be cheap.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Oh, Frulio changed his name to Spooklio.
I like it.
What does Nintendo do with the responses to single question surveys that they post on social media? For example, earlier in September, they asked fans what their favorite game from the Direct was, and in a separate post, they asked what everyone's favorite Mario Kart weight class was. Are there actionable steps from the survey results, or are they just used to engage with fans?
Oh, good. The infographic makes a
resounding
resounding return. 100% used to just engage the fans.
Yeah, sorry to burst your bubble, but it's just for funsies.
Yeah, it's just to have people join the conversation.
It may end up like at the bottom of a report that 3 people end up reading.
Or 0 people end up reading.
Eventually, but yes, it is not used for any actual like business planning purposes. Just for fun.
Join the conversation.
Yes. Hashtag. Use the hashtag, please. Gartooth. Hey, Kit and Krysta, are there any characters you disliked at first glance but grew to love? An example I can think of is Pearl from Splatoon 2, who wasn't a popular character online at first, but over time she got her fans thanks to her gremlin nature and rapping skill.
She's me.
Gremlin
I have a gremlin nature, I think.
Fry is maybe in the spot that Pearl used to be in.
Yeah.
Got some gremlin tendencies,
She's got some gremlin tendencies for sure.
I have one that might shock you, but please, you should go first.
No, you go. Go ahead.
I used to not really like Luigi very much.
I was going to say Luigi.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Explain.
You explain. Okay, I'll explain. The reason why I didn't like Luigi was that he was too, like, his personality used to be kind of bland.
Oh.
Because, like, you would always just hear about Mario and you wouldn't know too much about Luigi. And I think that was not Luigi's fault, but, like, Nintendo's fault for not giving us an insight into
He was
Luigi.
Truly Green Mario.
He was Green Mario, exactly. And then, of course, after the Luigi's Mansions games and stuff like that, I was like, oh, he has his own personality that is very distinctive, and that made me really fall in love with Luigi.
I was just so, like, you know, Mario's my favorite character ever. I was just so into Mario that I was like, Luigi's just like this
no one wants to play as Luigi. He's so lame.
Hanger-on. Yeah. I think it flipped in the year of Luigi. Because at first I was like, why would you dedicate a year to this loser? And over that year, I mean, there were so many games. There was so much time spent on the character. I really came to see his redeeming qualities. Yeah. And now, I mean, it's like they might actually need to add a bit more personality to Mario now. Because he's kind of a blank slate, whereas Luigi is very built out.
Well, the movie will help us with that.
Right.
Hopefully.
That'll absolutely help. Yeah. But in a game, I mean, it might be nice to get a little more personality from
Mario, because he's just like, I'm a hero. I'm going to do this.
Right, right.
Yeah, totally.
And Luigi has... It's very, very compelling characteristics.
I have another one that is also maybe shocking.
What?
Link.
Okay.
I used to
Before he took his shirt off?
Yeah.
Not a fan?
Not a fan. Sorry. And then everything changed. No, just kidding. But like, I used to think he was kind of a weenie. Yeah. Like in the early...
well, he was a small child.
Well, that too.
That was like 8 years old.
That was not fun for me. I just thought that, he was like, why is this person like, in charge of saving the world?
Which game specifically did you not like?
I don't think I loved him in like Link to the Past.
Oh, okay.
Really? Or like Zelda, like the early Zelda games, like the original.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like again, kind of a bland personality, sort of like kind of felt like a wuss.
Sure.
And then Twilight Princess came around and I was like, oh.
Eye-opening. Wow.
And then he turned into a puppy, and I was like, oh, I can get on board with this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The Natrix, not the Matrix, but the Natrix.
Okay.
Asks, Kit and Krysta, I was wondering if either of you have any favorite Star Wars video games, as both of you have alluded to being fans of Star Wars periodically throughout the podcast. For me, I'll always have a soft spot for Shadows of the Empire on Nintendo 64. I love the music in it, and some of the levels like the Hoth battle are unforgettable. Would love to hear if you have any favorites, older or newer. You're a big Star Wars fan. You love that show with that guy. What's his name? Oh, yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That guy.
Right, him.
Him, that person. I have not played really any Star Wars games.
Yeah.
Lego Star Wars?
You haven't?
Not really.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I I didn't become a Star Wars fan until like a year ago, 2 years ago.
So I made you into one.
No, you didn't. Disney did.
Disney. J.J. Abrams did.
J.J. Abrams
with the hit movie Rise of Skywalker, your favorite Star Wars movie.
Exactly. My favorite Star Wars movie is Rogue One.
What a stinker that was. So Shadows of the Empire is probably my pick too. So the Hoth battle is in like every Star Wars game. It's so iconic. I actually think this is the best or one of the best versions of it. A lot of people like the Rogue One, the Rogue Leader. The name of this game is so confusing. Rogue Squadron, Rogue Leader 2. It's like too much repeating the same thing.
Rogue Leader?
It's something like that. It was a launch game on the GameCube. Really good graphics, but I thought the ships moved a little too slow for me. It's like, we got spaceships here. Let's go.
Hyperspace? Lightspeed?
It was not hyperspace. That is probably my pick. Oh, KOTOR is probably, quote, the best. The RPG that BioWare did. Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that game
That's
before.
An awesome game. But I'll give my edge to Shadows of the Empire too. So Natrix and I are simpatico here.
Okay.
Riven, what non-video game character would you add to Smash or Mario Kart? This could be a real person, for example, Iwata or Reggie, or another fictional character from a movie, comic, song, book, etc. Do you remember that time when people were like, "Oh, Reggie's going to get in Smash Brothers"?
That's so.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was kind of weird.
There was like a huge fan.
But people thought it was going to happen.
They were convinced.
Yeah.
There was a fan outpouring of Reggie for Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Where do you stand on the Goku for Smash debate? Because that's kind of what this is.
Okay. I mean, I see the appeal. I actually really like Goku, so I would not
Love
mind
that Goku, yeah.
Goku for Smash.
Right.
He can do his Super Saiyan.
So you would be for
whatever.
this?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you consider Goku to be a video game character?
No.
Are we crossing
Anime.
into uncharted territory
It's
here?
anime.
So is that your answer, Goku?
Oh, it's not my first pick, but I wouldn't mind Goku to be in it. I think it's cool. It would be cool to add some non-video game characters for sure.
I mean, it kind of becomes Fortnite at that point.
Yeah, it's more like, but I mean, Fortnite is like a skin, I feel like, right?
Right.
And
That's
this is a little bit more involved
true.
in terms of like the way they do the move sets and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it's easy. It's easier for it to be like some sort of well-known comic book character, like a Marvel character or like a movie character.
Yeah.
But you know what? One day, I hope that Mr. Sakurai adds himself into Smash. Right. Like, maybe a cameo or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. I think he deserves to be immortalized in that game.
Yeah. If it's not him, I would say don't do it. So I actually decline to answer the question. But
okay.
I have another kind of similar idea that has been in my head for decades now at this point.
Decades.
Let me pitch you on this great idea.
Okay, does it involve charts?
Yeah. Dynasty Warriors,
Okay,
but it is the founding fathers of the United States of America. George Washington never chopped down the cherry tree, but he's chopping down these redcoats left and right.
Nobody likes the
on the
founding
Potomac
fathers
rivers
anymore.
on the Potomac River.
Nobody likes them. You're gonna get canceled.
Nobody likes George Washington?
No.
Nobody likes. Well, all right. Well, again, I had this idea decades ago. Now we know more, so I guess it can never happen.
You can't have that anymore. Okay. Then I get canceled.
All right. I take it back.
Next question.
vgmlife. Did the power differential in your positions at Nintendo ever strain your friendship or create an awkward moment? Did the following scenario ever occur? Krysta asks for a raise. Kit responds, the organization values the important contributions you make to supporting its mission, budgetary constraints prevent it from allocating more resources to your compensation at this time. To which Krysta replies, dude, seriously. That's actually similar to a line that we were told to tell people.
That's true. When people ask for raises.
That's eerily on point.
Did you get it from...
VGM Life, are you the head of HR? Secretly.
Hopefully not, because... yeah, anyways. There was one unfortunate incident where I was gunning for a promotion and I didn't get it.
I had to tell you that you didn't get it.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That was a bad day.
It wasn't like I was mad at you.
Right. I had to be the messenger.
You had to be the unfortunate
Obviously, I had
messenger.
been campaigning for this intensely.
Exactly.
Right.
So it was disappointing. I think it was disappointing for both of us, but I definitely cried. And that was not great. That was a little bit unfortunate. And I think it was hard for you because you were like seeing your friend like cry.
And I thought you totally deserved it too. So I was like,
it was a really sucky situation for like both people involved. Like the person that had to tell the other person that they didn't get it, and the person that was like crying. So it's like, oh, this is embarrassing, but okay. Yeah. You had a tissue. That was good.
I'll give you a tissue.
Give me a tissue. Here's a box of tissue.
Well, here you go.
So yeah, I mean, because of that, professional relationship we had, we did have to deal with some of these like. It was not very often.
Right. Generally, no, but yes, there were some realities of that.
Yeah, exactly.
That were less.
But it was okay. It was like at least. When that happened, I was in a situation where it wasn't like, oh, I hate this person that's my boss, and I didn't get the promotion, and also this person doesn't care for me, but care about my career goals at all. Right. So I feel like I'd rather have it this way than like another way, I guess. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Ending a question from the person who has the most confusing pronunciation,
but always has a phonetic way of telling us.
A pronunciation guide is included. vgmlife.
Yes.
Say it again. vgmlife asks, yes. Are there any third-party or unlicensed Nintendo products that either of you swear by but couldn't feature on Nintendo Minute?
Oh.
The Flip Grip.
Oh, the Flip Grip.
People, is an incredible product.
You got that for both of us.
Yeah.
Flip Grip.
Yes. So what it is there's some games that you can play vertically. In Japan, they call this tate mode.
The tate mode.
Tate. But it's hard to practically do. Like unless you have like a monitor that you can literally like flip over. Like most people aren't doing it through a TV.
Yeah.
But this is for handheld
horizontal
mode. It's basically like a Joy-Con grip.
Or vertical.
To play.
And then you put the controllers this way.
Yeah, you put the screen vertically and then the controllers go in.
Yes.
It's so simple but so perfect.
It is. I mean, there's not a lot of games you're playing in tate mode, but if you have it,
it's really good.
It's actually really good.
What is that game that you like so much?
Flight game.
What is that weird game? It's not Ikaruga.
It is Ikaruga.
No, the one you liked was it was like these big like 1940s like jet like fighter.
Oh, Ace Combat?
No. There was one you're like, I'm really addicted to this game. And I looked over, it's like, what?
Oh yeah. What game was that?
It was like this top-down arcade like plane shooter game. Like, this is not your style.
It was really good. It was really fun.
Well, you've forgotten that too.
Yeah.
You've really forgotten a lot in the span of a week. Let's go through.
It's okay.
Let's go through your claims and comments that are questionable. So you said the Javits Center is not part of Manhattan.
I think spiritually, no.
You forgot the first game you worked on. That happened in the bonus Q&A.
Phantom Hourglass.
You think it's Phantom Hourglass, but you don't
Phantom
know.
Hourglass.
You claimed that the Brain Age series was not a big seller.
It wasn't.
And yet we looked up and it sold like 20 million copies.
No, not the third one. It sold like 0.5 million.
Fine. That was also from our bonus Q&A.
I was right about that one.
You forgot the name of the game that you played like last night, just now.
Nico.
Oh boy.
We are Nico. Here comes Nico.
And now you've forgotten this game that you loved so intensely.
Flight Risk.
Next week you'll be like, welcome back to the what's your name? The What and Krysta podcast?
What's going on? I feel like my brain does a thing like every couple months where it just reboots and gets rid of it's like a virus is in there and it just gets rid of
that's concerning.
The extra.
Don't get a brain virus.
Like the extra memories that I don't need. So it just deletes. It's like emptying the recycle bin of my brain.
All right.
I think that's what happened.
Okay.
Sorry. That's how it works.
That is the end of our questions. Every question every week comes exclusively from our beautiful Patreon subscribers.
Yes, thank you so much.
Sign up, won't you?
Great questions, and we do a bonus Q&A every week as well, where I apparently also forget things. So that's fun. Anyways, we are going to shout out our superstars.
Let's go.
Here we go. Aaron Hash.
Ben Eichhorn.
MaruMayhem.
Eigenverse.
FromRaulWithLove.
Jordan Collett.
KissMyFlapjack.
Mike Chin.
Mr. Rogers.
Paul Gale Network.
RainTech.
Roy Eschke.
Simon Barrera.
Switching it up _
Sephazon.
TheSharkAmongMen.
vgmlife.
Link, the hero of wins.
And Angela Bycroft and her pig Molly. Woohoo! Yay! Thank you, superstars. We love you so much.
Can you say mayhem?
MaruMayhem. What is wrong with you? Why is that funny? I don't think I'm saying it weird.
Funny.
You have laughed for a week about
added some extra syllables to mayhem.
I'm not.
Right.
Okay.
I promise I won't do it again until next week.
Onwards.
Yes.
One Up Club graduation ceremony. A. Ron Burgundy.
Adam Edwards.
John Mallory.
Alejandro.
Alexandra Pratt.
Andre NYH.
Astro Dev.
Bagel.
Bookham Dano.
Brewstash.
Chancellor Fairley.
Christopher Lay.
Cozy Tar.
Captain Cinnamon Buns.
Captain Alex.
C. Roper 17.
Daniel Colt.
Daniel Valencia.
Dogson.
Devin Does Stuff.
Doo-Doo Face.
Douglas Chomix.
Dino Punch.
Elite Peach.
S Parts 50.
Ezrato.
Furbound.
Fred Rossi.
Gar.
Garrett Hullfish.
Ian Ship.
Israel or Izzy.
Jay Rando.
Jabroni Jones.
Jackie Z.
JK99.
JBJ.
Jeff Yoakum.
Jesse Hernandez.
Jim Wakeland.
John Responte.
Jordan Hammerly.
Joseph DeHaze.
Joshua Clements.
Juji Fruit.
Just Camtro.
Kai Comercio.
Kawa2796.
Kelp Shake.
Kevin Delane.
K Madman TV.
Christarati Kid.
Christopia Party With Me.
Kyle Gamer Barry Rookie.
Kyle Kretzer.
Kyle LaBouffe.
Kyler Nelson.
Linnell Stickman.
Lego My Froggo.
Lit.
Lucas Pico.
Mad Dog 5981.
Malfarink.
Mamoo.
Marky Man 64.
Matthew Rawal.
Mecha Dragon 101.
Megan.
Michael Cravens.
Mikey.
Murph.
Mytran.
Nazar.
Nathan Burkhart.
Panda Buns.
Piano Psychopath.
Prince Charmless.
PS Wee.
Quinn Hardigan.
Reaver.
Ray Chiron.
Reed 031.
Ryuji Utsuho Oku.
Renee Rivers.
RJ Kern.
Rob Osborne.
Rocks.
Ryan Hayes 521.
Ryanetta.
Sam Nealon.
Sharif Jackson.
Sheer Cold Vanille.
Shinru.
Slowbro.
Schmiggles.
Spicy Munchkin.
Steels Tron.
Thomas Alvarez.
Troopage.
Tugs Puppy Bear.
Tyler Geis.
Video Games Stupid.
Beautiful Dandy.
Virtual Bot.
Wicked Davy.
Will Ernst.
Zudaverf.
Zelgaroth.
Zeroid.
Wow.
Wow. Who can top Zeroid in the ending?
I don't know. Daniel Cold in the Discord we learned is cooking up some delicious hot sauce.
Oh, I'm so excited about the hot sauce.
Which had people going off.
We're very excited about the food
good.
channel. The food channel is very much
place to be.
A fun place to be. All right, everyone. That is the show. Don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon and to support this wonderful, hopefully, show, podcast, content endeavor.
Yes.
Content universe that you're a part of. And we're happy that you're here. It is patreon.com/KitandKrysta. Don't forget to follow us on our other social media channels. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, YouTube. And thank you so much to Bombas and HelloFresh for sponsoring this episode.
Thank you.
We are cozy in the foot and full in the stomach. And with that, we're going to leave now.
We're out.
Bye.
Bye.